All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're a little late, but that's what happens when you have breaking news, and we've got that for you. Cheese had to hurry up and make a video, and then he didn't even get to eat his chicken before he came on here with us. So, it's all right, man. You'll survive. I think there's so much food for you to get off of that brain in your head there. It'll keep you alive for a while, man. I think you'll be okay.
I hope so. We'll see. I love my chicken.
I do. I know you love your chicken. I don't know if everybody else does, but I know you love your chicken. All right, so we do have the chat. You can get in on that. And then we are going to go right into our five flaming 5 and 5 here in the very beginning. Then we're going to go right into Max Crosby. I know we advertised the fact that we were going to have Mr. First Down on a little later in the program, but he is already standing by. So as soon as we're done with the five flaming 5 and 5, we're going to go right in and have all three of us for the rest of the show. All right, guys. So here we go. Let's do our five flaming 5 and 5. But first, let me set this up for you. This is where Cheese shines. He has 5 minutes to answer these 5 questions with all the flames closing in around him. And if he can do it, there'll be a 6th question. And if he can't, well, he's just going to burst into flames, and it'll be me and Mr. First Down for the rest of the show. So, okay.
It could happen.
All right, buddy. So the question is, Cheese,
Yes.
are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. So the countdown of the 5 minutes will start when I'm done with the first question, and we are going to start with the Dallas Cowboys. So the Dallas Cowboys now have the most players with at least 20 million on average annual salary. You got Osa at 20. You got Clark at 21. You got Bland at 22. Smith at 24. Quentin Williams has 24. Gary has 24. Pickens has 27. And Lamb has 34. And of course, Dak is way up there with 60. Cheese. Is this a good division of your money if you're the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, it's just the way that Jerry is. He likes to focus on the stars, pay them, and let the other players walk, and then replace them in the draft. That's basically what he's always done. Camera. Um, so, yeah, the problem with that when you have too many guys making that much money, though, you're over the cap every year. For agency starts, they have to meet all these numbers. They have to push it to void years, extend people, just do whatever to get under the cap. So that's the big problem with it. I understand. I mean, you don't want some of those players to walk. Now, Rashawn Gary, we'll talk about that in a second because we're going to talk about the Max Crosby thing as soon as the 5 is done. We're going to go over what just happened. If you did not know, big news on Max Crosby. But I will actually bring up maybe Rashawn Gary, maybe the Cowboys back out of it to trade for someone else. We'll see. Hope not. But yeah, Rashawn Gary, that was stupid of them to make that trade.
All right, Cheese, let's do something we haven't done forever. We're going to talk about the NBA a second because I want to get your take on this. Yes, the NBA. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has tied the great Wilt Chamberlain with 126 consecutive 20-point games in the NBA. How big of a stat is that? 126 consecutive games with at least 20 or more points in a game.
That guy is one of the biggest bleeps in the NBA. He falls down when he's not touched. The Thunder are the dirtiest team. I absolutely hate them. They have another guy that just tries to trip Nikola Jokic every time. He's just a punk. He wears fur coats. He's a weird dude. I don't care. I could care less that he's done that. He takes a lot of shots, but I hate everything about the Thunder. And it's one of the reasons I hate the NBA.
Okay. Well, tell us how you really feel. Okay. So, Kenny Pickett. Yes, Kenny Pickett sighting set an NFL record yesterday when he signed with the Carolina Panthers. He became the only first-round pick to sign with 5 different teams in 5 different seasons. Does that say more about the Kenny Pickett, or does that say more about those 5 teams that he signed with?
No, he's a backup. It's Kenny Pickett. He's a player that should have been a 4th or 5th round pick that was taken in the 1st round. And the Steelers realized after 2 years that he had thrown more than one touchdown in one game in 2 years. So that he's a backup. He's got small hands for a quarterback. He doesn't have a big arm. He's an okay backup. So that's why he keeps getting moved. And really the reason the Browns moved on from him, I don't think they necessarily wanted to trade him, but they drafted 2 quarterbacks last year, so they had to move him. But I think it just says more about Kenny Pickett.
All right, we're going to do Arizona Cardinals next, and then we'll do the Philadelphia Eagles. So here we go. All right, Arizona Cardinals. If you take the current 2 Cardinal quarterbacks, Brissett and Minshew, and you put their combined records together, you get 37 and 75. How are the Cardinals going to win any games this year with 2 quarterbacks that have a combined record of 37 and 75, Cheese?
Well, they're in the worst spot as far as division goes. The other 3 teams are very good. Probably the 2 best teams in the NFL are in that division, the Rams and Seahawks. Seahawks just won it all. 49ers are very good. If they're defensive and healthy, they would maybe be the top 3 teams in the NFL. Who knows? So why be good? Might as well stink next year. Pick high because you're not going to win the division.
All right, last one, buddy. Less than a minute. The Eagles now have 9 picks, believe it or not, in this year's draft. They have 1 from the Browns. They've got 1 from the Jets, 1 from the Falcons, and 4 compensatory picks besides their own. The Eagles are already good, Cheese. What's their plan to get even better?
Do you mean compensatory picks?
Yeah, whatever I said.
Well, the Eagles, they signed Reek Woolen from the Seahawks. That was a good signing. Now their cornerback room is really good. But they lost Jalen Phillips. They lost some free agents. So, Howie Roseman, one of the best drafting GMs. They'll be fine. A lot of their extra picks are in the middle rounds. But, you're an Eagle fan. You're not worried. You trust Howie Roseman. The big issue with the Eagles is, will they trade A.J. Brown? And if they do, what are you going to get to replace him? So that's the biggest issue to me. I still think they'd have to eat a lot of cap room. Take it off the screen. They would have to eat a lot of cap.
I'm not done.
I think
this is how we do things around here, Mr. First Down. We just do whatever the heck we want, all right?
No, I think the A.J. Brown wants to be traded. I think they're kind of done with him, but you don't do it unless you have a replacement. Maybe they can work a trade with New England. Still, well, they signed Romeo Dobbs. Another team needs a receiver, and then maybe they can trade for Brian Thomas Jr., the Jaguars, who they might be shopping. So who knows? But if you do trade him, you have to have a plan in place for another receiver.
All right. So before I give you your bonus question, let's have 3 of us do the bonus question.
Okay.
Got to give him his own proper entrance.
Is he coming from space?
Yes. To disappear. Are you looking for him?
Is he gone?
No, there he is.
Okay.
I have descended from the heavens. Hello.
There he goes.
Okay. Many are called, few are chosen. All the metaphors.
Right. Okay. So let me do a couple things here. How about that? Let's go with that for the time being.
I mean, I don't want to be the bigger man, but
Well, too bad, sir. Too bad. Okay, so we do have some comments over here. We'll get to those in a minute. And of course, we're going to do the Max Crosby thing here in just a second as well. Hang on. I don't like that because you can't. I'm looking at it on the other one. There is just none of these that work real well. And okay,
I always have trouble with them too. I just gave up eventually. I was like,
yeah. You'll probably see me click a few more things as we go along. I'm looking at this one, and then I'm looking at the one where you view it on the cell phone. It doesn't look real great on that one. So I don't know. Okay, so gentlemen, 5 teams don't have a first round pick. The Falcons don't. The Ravens don't. Well, actually, that's not true now. The Ravens do now. That is gone now. The Colts don't, the Packers don't, and the Jaguars don't. Cheese, I'll start with you. Are teams this willing to give up their first-round picks just to get other things that they want?
Well, it's funny. Last year, going into the draft, every team had their first round pick for the first time since I've been covering the draft. So that was pretty crazy. I just think last year, the draft kind of fell off, and a lot of teams wanted to get a second first round pick, or like in the Colts who got Sauce Gardner, like the Packers got Micah Parsons, they had a chance to get an elite player at a specific position of need. So it's also not a great first round. It's one of the weaker first rounds I can remember. So probably one of the last 20 years, maybe the second or third weakest first round. So I think that's the main reason why. And I think a lot of teams are going to try to trade for first round picks next year, because next year is going to be absolutely loaded in the first round.
It will be. All right. So now let's do this, Sam, or Mr. First Down, as most people know you by. We'll get to all of your stuff here in a few moments, but let's get to this question because I do want to get to the Max Crosby thing here rather quickly as well. All right.
Sure.
So what do you think about teams being willing to trade their first round picks in order to get what they want right now?
I totally agree with Cheese that this draft isn't very good. In fact, I have advocated for trading out a number of times this year, as well as others. But I look at it as more of, if this guy gets you one step closer, then it's totally worth it. And you don't have to take the risk. I imagine the Ravens thought process. We don't have to take a risk on a first round draft pick defensive end. We'll just go get a really good one and go from there, a proven commodity. And of course it didn't work out, but I think that's the way of thinking around the league. If you think you're close or your window's open and you're afraid of it shutting, you try to go out and get the guy that can push you over the hump. And I think that's why teams do it.
Okay. Cheese, let's do the breaking news, right? So Max Crosby is no longer a Baltimore Raven.
Ba, ba, ba.
So Cheese, I want to start with you. I know you just did a video on it over at your channel. So first of all, tell us where that's at, what the video's about, and then we'll also plug Sam here in a second too, doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's what's up, Kevin? Yeah, it's at Football with Cheese, Cheez is how you spell cheese on the channel, and you can follow me on X at Football Cheese without the with. So basically, I just was relaxing. I was getting ready for the show, gonna eat some chicken, and then the Ravens, apparently, according to the Raiders, the Ravens pulled out of the deal for medical reasons. He failed his physical, so the trade will not happen. So I made a quick 3-minute video about that. Yeah, that's much better. I'm gonna be getting texts about this, by the way. So this trade will not happen. Max Crosby is still a Raider. Ravens are not going to trade for him, and it creates, just as we'll go over in a second, a lot of problems around the league for many, many teams, not just two teams, many teams.
All right, so Mr. First Down, let's plug yours. I know you've got your own YouTube and X accounts, so let's get those out of the way, and then we'll do it again later. What we got, buddy?
All right. Fanboys Unleashed. I go live every week. I do NFL all year round. If you like NFL, please check out Fanboys Unleashed, and we'll get through this offseason together, hand in hand, much like, the Raiders got to figure out how they're going to do this salary situation. I feel that, by the way, this one took me by surprise. I totally thought when I saw it come across my ticker that it was the fake Adam Schefter account or one of these X people putting up a design or whatever. It ended up being a true thing. This is such a rarity. I can't remember the last time it happened. A failed physical is the reason given or whatnot from a knee surgery is what I'm also hearing. I don't know. It just seems like I don't know what's going on over there in Baltimore. I don't know what's going on with the Raiders, but I'm curious if this affects their free agent signings and everything like that, because this is going to have a domino effect.
Right. And Cheese, I'll go back to you a second. There's not just this trade that doesn't happen. Technically, none of these free agents things that we've talked about over the last few days are actually final, and none of them have actually been signed. So as Mr. First Down is saying, there could be a domino effect just with other signings, right?
Possibly. I don't think teams are going to back out of signings agreements. But maybe a team like the Cowboys, maybe we don't want to trade for Rashawn Gary. Maybe we can work out a deal with the Raiders. Maybe our medical people are more lenient than the Ravens medical people. that would be devastating for my Packers because I want that 4th round pick next year. But the Raiders now, this really hurts them because they're not going to get the 14th pick and a pick next year. They're not going to get that much. That was the reason why they traded with the Ravens is that's the most they could get. Even if a team like the Bears was interested, they were the 25th pick, Patriots 31st pick. So the difference between like the 31st pick and the 14th pick is humongous. Doesn't matter how strong the first round is. That's a ton of draft capital. And not only that, now teams are going to say, okay, we'll trade for Max Crosby. We're not going to give you that much because look, he's got a medical issue. They're going to use that as leverage. And the Raiders, another problem. They've lost so many teams. So many teams they could have traded for have signed guys. Washington would have been a good possibility. They gave money to Odafe Owa. So they're probably out. The Bengals, maybe they would have been in. They paid Bowie Mafe. They're probably out. I think the Chargers would be a possibility, but they're not trading to them because they're a rival. So they're running out of teams. I think what's going to happen is they're going to have to wait till after the draft, maybe even close to training camp, till he's 100% healthy and just get picks in 2027, 2028. But I do not think they're going to get 2 first rounders. I was shocked they did in the first place.
Well, I tell you what you are not going to be shocked at is, so you guys are all seeing the version of all three of us up here on the version of this podcast where it's got, the up and down, the vertical, I guess is what you would call it for the cell phone stuff. The only person people are going to see is Cheese. So I don't know. I don't know if our ratings are going to skyrocket because of it or if they're just going to bottom out. I don't know which one's going to happen here. But
you can move it back to where it was and just
put
Mr. First Down in the middle because he's the
let me pick my nose and stuff.
Okay, Cheese, I want to stick with you for a second because I know you brought this up on your video earlier. So let's pivot away from the Raiders and let's go to the Ravens real quick. All right, so now the Ravens don't have Max Crosby. Is there anybody out there that they can go out and grab that's going to be someone like a Max Crosby that's going to fill that spot?
The only one available that I can think of is Trey Hendrickson. And I'm not sure. We'll talk about him more in the show. I'm not sure if the money would work, if they're going to pay him what he wants. But there's just no one out there left in the free agent market that has that kind of impact as an edge rusher. And it's a huge need for Baltimore. It's been one of their biggest problems the last couple of years is getting pressure on the quarterback. Their defense has collapsed after being very good the previous few years. So Trey Hendrickson, which really piss off a lot of Bengals fans.
Yes, it would.
The next best edge rusher after that, Joey Bosa, maybe. He has trouble staying healthy. He's got to be in his mid-30s. Jadeveon Clowney, there's just not much left. Yeah, possibly. Jonathan Grenard. Good point, Kevin. Yeah, that's another possibility. They may be shopping Grenard, but Bradley Chubb, that's not good.
Yeah, but all the other guys you mentioned are just part-time guys, right? They're never going to be out there, all 3 or all 4 downs. They're going to have a rotation of some kind, Chubb or Bosa, both, right?
Yeah, it's just I wouldn't be surprised if Trey Hendrickson is a Raven 24 hours from now. I would not be surprised, but
me neither.
We're going to talk more about Hendrickson and why he might be free agent later on in the show. I don't want to get too into it.
All right, no problem. So now, Sam over here, Mr. First Down, buddy. So when the Ravens decided that they were going to back out of this deal, and I don't know how many of the tweets or posts or whatever you want to call it now on X or Twitter or Twix or whatever the heck that thing's called, everything is saying, especially from the Ravens side, Baltimore backed out. It was Baltimore's fault. Look at them. They did it. We were all in on this, and Baltimore backed out. So don't you think Baltimore took this under consideration before backing out? Like, okay, we're not going to be able to get anybody else like Max Crosby, yet we're still going to back out. So what do you think? Did they have to find something significant in order to do this?
Yeah, I'm with Cheese all the way. Trey Hendrickson's the only one on that list that could make it even taste a little better. It's a really strange thing. He had a knee surgery from everything I've read, sitting backstage in your lovely green room. They had the knee surgery. It was a simple knee surgery. And apparently the Ravens knew about it, but apparently they're using that as an excuse to say, hey, this guy's not healthy or ready to go. I don't know what in the world went on here if the Ravens just liked Hendrickson better for some reason, because I just don't see how it's not Trey Hendrickson at this point. Do you guys think it could be anyone else? It's got to be Trey Hendrickson in my view.
Well, I think you're right. It's got to be Trey, but I want to ask you something else. Do you think Sam that, I mean, not only did they have to find something egregious here, but do we not know everything? I mean, is there going to be something come out tomorrow that's just going to shock us even more than we're shocked right now?
We'll probably get some report from Diana Rossini or Matt Miller or any of these guys that we always see on Twitter, or ladies. Sorry, Diana. And they'll.
She listens to the show, so you better apologize.
Sorry, Diana. Sorry. My bad. But somebody will say something like, "This is what I've heard," or "This is just a report that the Ravens backed out of it because it was going to take a couple more weeks than expected," or then maybe there's going to be an investigation. I don't know. This is a very strange thing that we don't get to see happen too often. I hopefully somebody will have an NFL rules analyst on a show somewhere and say if there's any validity or punishment for something happening along these lines. You have to prove just cause or something like that. I would be very curious if the Ravens have to state the full reason or not, even if it's not public. If somebody out there could figure out why, that would be great. But as of right now, like a lot of things in the NFL, why some people are let go or anything like that, we just don't know. There's just this veil of secrecy that we don't get to figure out until somebody writes a book 10 years later about it. And then 8 people refute that book. And then there's 3 more books out that with different versions of the story. So that's just kind of how I view it. I don't know. I highly doubt we'll ever get to the bottom of it. But I would be curious if this breaks any NFL rules or anything like that.
All right, She's, let me go back to you. You got anything you want to add to the end of this before we go into our baseball?
It doesn't break any rules. Like
none whatsoever.
You talking about like backing out of the deal?
No, I mean, like they could say it's for health reasons or whatever. I was more thinking of like if they had to show cause or anything like that. Like, is it just the knee scope that you're able to back out or anything like that? There's a lot of these bylaws and stuff that never really seem to get sorted out until later. Maybe there's no bylaw and they can just say, no, thanks, see you later.
Yeah, anyone can just claim failed physical. You can do that. It's happened in I don't think it happens too much in the NFL, but I've seen it happen in other sports as well. That a trade is nixed because of failed physical. So they pretty much, if a team decides they want to back out for whatever reason, they can do that.
Phew. Man, that's just a lot riding on that. That is crazy. Oh,
right.
Man.
All right. So, and we fixed the problem here, and we can see all 3 of us on both views now.
You did it. You did it, Mike.
2 views. I know it's so weird. There's 2 views on YouTube, depending on, I don't know why. But one YouTube, we were all the same size, was perfect. The other one, I'm getting a thing that was just me, and I don't know.
Yeah, it was just you for a little bit. But
I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it's just not the same. But okay, we got.
I don't know. I can't explain it to you. I'm not technical. I just kept hitting buttons until I was like, "Oh, look, it worked."
Okay.
All right, guys, let's go into the baseball. But of course, before we do that, we got to give us the best graphic in all of sports. Here it comes.
Nice.
I have one more thing to add. I have breaking news on the Max Crosby.
Yeah, I don't have any of that. I don't have any breaking news sirens over here. I don't think you.
Aren't you supposed to have a globe graphic with lines going across it or something? You know.
Tom Pelissero.
Oh, there we go.
Tom Pelissero is reporting. He talked to some other GMs around the league, and one of them said this is very much bullshit on Baltimore's part.
Ooh.
Meaning Baltimore, the implication there is Baltimore just decided to back out of the deal. Maybe they just didn't want to give up the draft capital and just decided to use the injury to do it. So, yeah. So another thing, yeah, free agent traders expect to make a formal decision tomorrow as well. So I wonder if the timing is they just change their mind, like we can get Trey Hendrickson for free without trading. So let's just try to do that. And they came to an agreement, and they're like, okay, we'll back out of the deal. I wonder if that happened.
That would be interesting, but I could see that happening. Yeah.
There's even a rumor the Eagles might be might be in on him.
I also read a report that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to do 3 years, $75 million for Hendrickson. So
watch out for the Seahawks. They lost Bowie Mafe. Watch out for the Seahawks. You never know.
Yeah.
So there's more of a market out there than what we thought for Trey Hendrickson. It's just, who's he really going to sign with, and is he going to get the money that he wants? Because from everything I'm hearing, he wants big time money.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to beat Jalen Phillips. He wants to be the highest paid edge rusher. I think that's the holdup, but we'll go over that in a second. A little bit later.
Okay.
But there's a baseball in the background. So
yes,
there's a baseball in the background for a reason, gentlemen.
It's on fire.
And it's on fire. Oh man, it's burning me a little bit back there. So it was announced today that the Cincinnati Reds starting pitcher Hunter Greene will be out 12 to 14 weeks after he'll have surgery to remove bone spurs and loose bodies from his pitching elbow.
Oh.
Cheese, what does this do to the Reds' chances of making the postseason? Your Cubs are in the same division. Are you happy about this? What does this do to the Reds' chances?
Well, if it was a Brewers pitcher, I'd be happy for sure. But I mean, I'm not happy about it. I mean, he's a really good pitcher. I love watching him. He's got great stuff, but certainly it hurts. I think the Reds have more depth than a lot of teams, so it doesn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt him as much as, say, like a Braves or something like that. So they might. I mean, if it's half the year, they might be able to hang in there. But it's one of the situations. They're around 500 by the time he comes back. They'll be fine. If they are in fourth place and 9 or 10 games under 500, they can be in some serious trouble. But it's just such a shame because he's very, very good player.
Right. So, Mr. First Down, can the Reds make up for it by scoring more runs with their new revamped offense? They've added Suarez, they've added J.J. Bleday, they've added a few other players. So, can they make up for the loss of Hunter Greene? Not necessarily with another pitcher, but maybe with some better bats.
I mean, the other team in Ohio, I think, is better at hitting, but what do I know? Anyway, so
maybe better.
You stop it, Cheese. Anyway, so I think they totally could. I think adding Suarez was a good job for them. My in-laws are also Reds fans, so this pains me. This pains me so bad to talk about. But no, they could definitely do it. Is it going to be an uphill climb? Sure, but we've seen teams overcome pitchers being hurt. I think of just to be what I've been through, like Bieber 2 years ago leaves at the beginning of the season, and they made a hell.
Shane Bieber.
Justin.
Not
Justin. Yeah, not the Biebs, Shane Bieber. And you made it to the postseason on Tanner Bybee of all people. So I
remember that.
Yeah, you can do it, but the one thing I've learned from that experience, your bats can't go quiet. You got to hit the ball. So they can, but like you said, they need to hit the ball.
Oh, and also South Stewart, the rookie. I just want to add this. South Stewart, the rookie, could be a huge impact for them. He's definitely a rookie year candidate. So
they need him now.
That could absolutely help them as well. I think he's going to have a really, really good career.
Yeah, you're going to see me kind of change this up a little bit. I've got both of you. I'm not really going to ask both of you all these questions because we'll be here for 5 hours. But so we'll kind of go back and forth a little bit here. Cheese, Greene is making $8 million this season, and then $15 million and $16 million, a $21 million club option for 2029. That's his contract. So 8 now, then 15, 16, and then a club option. Not even a joint option, but a club option for 2029 at 21. Does he have one of the more friendlier pitcher contracts in all of baseball right now?
Absolutely. Even if he pitches half the year, that's so much cheaper than the market value. So, yeah, I mean, he's got to pitch. He can't just keep getting injured. But even so, if he pitches half the year, $8 million, and pitches the way he's capable of, that's still a bargain. So, yeah, that's a great contract for the Reds and important. I remember when they extended him, that was a really good move for them. And, yeah, and it's also a very tradable contract if they decide they want to move him for prospects.
Stop that. I'm gonna do my best, Mr. First Down. Stop that. All right. Speaking of Mr. First Down, sir, let me jump here to you. So in his 4 years since he's been with the Reds, In his first year, he pitched 125 and 2/3 innings. In his second year, 112. The third year, he got 150.1. And this past year, he only pitched 107.2. So let me go over the numbers again. 125.2, 112, 150.1, 107.2. Do those numbers disqualify him from being considered a number one starter?
Whew. Man, that's a heavy question. I'm going to get a lot of hate mail from this one. So you're talking about the Reds pitcher, right? I just want to make sure we're talking.
Yeah, Hunter Green. Yep, those are his
Hunter
innings for the last 4 years.
Well, I have a sneaky suspicion my brother-in-law is watching, so I will say no. Oh, totally disqualifies him. He's never, ever going to reach the top. It's hard to say. I would think. My initial reaction is probably, but I always say something like this, but baseball is so wacky nowadays. It's hard for me to keep up, especially with the contracts like you guys are talking about. But just for pure poking at the in-laws, I'll say, yeah, he's disqualified.
Oh, here we go. Hey, he's never said anything else with a bigger smile on his face. You know, I'm jealous over here. We got Chiefs with all that hair. We got you with all this beard. I mean, I ain't got nothing over here. So,
yeah. Hey, are you joining my coaching staff, sir? We have a lot of beautiful bald men.
I have tried to say Titans fans now. I've tried to say, are you sure you're not a Titans fan? He says no every time.
Yeah. What? Come on, bro. He's at least coaching for him, obviously.
If you guys don't know the reference, the Titans, like almost the entire coaching staff is bald dudes, including their head coach and offensive coordinator. So
about 9 of them are all bald.
Yeah,
all of them. It's amazing.
Pretty
Follically challenged. We're calling the new stadium the Chrome Dome. Yeah, we're calling the new stadium the Chrome Dome. We can't wait.
All right. Now, when's that new stadium going to be open, buddy?
Next season, 2027. Can't wait.
Okay. Sounds good.
Seat ready to roll.
All right, Cheese, I'm going to go back over to you because this is Braves news here for a minute. So, Julio Teheran is how you actually say it.
It's Tehran. No, it's Tehran.
No.
It is.
Look how it's spelled, Cheese. Look at the notes. Look how it's spelled. Everybody says Tehran. It's not Tehran. That's why I said it that way. It's Teheran. It's Teheran.
Doesn't matter. It's
trust me.
Tehran.
Stay in your football lane and shut up, all right? Just hang out over there in your lane. Before you come over into my lane, at least put your blinker on, all right, buddy?
You can keep mispronouncing if you want, but it's Julio Tehran.
Okay. So that guy announced his retirement when he was scratched from the start for Columbia in the WBC. He played most of his time for the Braves, made 2 All-Star appearances, finished 5th in the National League in Rookie of the Year voting, and made 6 straight opening day starts for the Braves. So, Cheese, which one of those above accomplishments is more impressive? Because he was actually a better pitcher than I thought. So, finishing 5th in the Rookie of the Year, making 6 straight starts, or 2 All-Star appearances? Which one do you think is more impressive?
Here's the thing about Julio Tehran.
Teheran? Yes.
If he had just been someone who'd never been like a top 50 prospect, maybe 80 or 90th, then he would have had a great career because he pitched like a number 3 starter his whole career.
He did.
And he was like the number 1 pitcher and prospect in baseball for many years. Like he was supposed to be like the next ace, win multiple Cy Youngs, like just dominant stuff. And he just never really dominated. I guess the fact that he made 6 straight opening starts is impressive. That for the most part, he stayed healthy toward the end of his career at the Braves. He didn't, but he just never was very dominant, even though in the minors he was. We always, every year they kept saying, oh, he's breakout for Julio Tehran. He's going to be a Cy Young contender. And he just never was. So unfortunately for him, because of the prospect list, he's seen as a disappointment, but he was just a number 3 starter. That's the way he was his career. So I guess the fact that he didn't get hurt much is probably the best thing about him.
Yeah, he only went on the disabled list twice in his entire career. So once with Atlanta, and then after Atlanta said, oh, I think we've gotten the most out of this guy and let him go, which was one of the smartest things Atlanta ever did. He went to Anaheim and then just stunk and went on the disabled list again. So
he had nothing left. They knew his arm was noodles. He had nothing left.
Nothing left.
Absolutely. So, Mr. First Down, I'm going to ask you the second part of this Braves question here. I don't know how big you are on the Braves, but let's see. So
Not very.
Not very. All right.
You can just ask me if you want. Might as well just
All
ask
right,
me.
Cheese. You know what? Let's just stick with you for a second. So
My dad's a Braves fan. Whatever it is, whatever the negative answer to that is.
well, we're just going to piss off your whole family for this show
I'm
is
out.
done.
I'm out for blood, baby. I'm out for
All
blood.
right. Cheese, if he would have recorded one more out in 2019, he would have had 7 straight seasons with 175 plus innings. In those 7 years, he had 1,200 total strikeouts and a 3.64 ERA. So I'll ask you this: where does he rank among Braves starters all time? Is he top 5, top 10, or somewhere below that?
Somewhere below that. Top 5. Okay. Warren Spahn, Phil Niekro, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz. So he's nowhere near those guys. No, he's not.
Sorry, I've never heard of any of those guys before. Could you give them to me again?
Yeah, Greg Maddux. I don't think you've heard of him. He
No.
wasn't very good. No, he was terrible. No, he's not. He's not top 10. I mean, like I said, he was number 3 starter his whole career. That's the way he pitched. So no, he would not be even any close to the top 10 in my opinion.
Would you like to know what Mr. Google says he ranks?
Sure.
Yeah,
Ninth among pitchers.
the Braves.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that go all the way back to the Boston Bean Eaters? Because they used to be the Boston Bean Eaters. Is that just Atlanta Braves?
Let me get my spectacles out.
Okay.
Or actually, I could just zoom it in there. There we go. Let's see.
It's just Atlanta Braves top 10
secured.
probably.
Yeah, it's just Atlanta Braves top 10.
Because they were in Milwaukee, they were in Boston.
Right.
But yeah.
Since they became the Atlanta Braves, it says he's 9. So
I missed the Boston Bean Eaters when they were there.
that's such a great name. I love it.
Yeah. Mike was the only one who can remember when they played in Boston.
Right. They were there the first year I was alive, but yes.
How big were the
I figured
dinosaurs?
I'd say it
Mike?
before you
were
would,
they
you
were they
little
big?
maggot. All right. So Joey Wentz, buddy, in bad Braves news here, Joey Wentz tore his ACL in his right knee while covering first base on a bunt play in Sunday's game. Cheese, I'll stick with you because it's your Braves. How does this affect Atlanta's rotation moving forward?
Devastating, just because Schwellenbach, Waldrop are hurt. They're out, just like Hunter Green, about half the year. So the depth was bad, and you cannot start Bryce Elder. He's probably the worst starter in baseball last year. He's just awful. So Wentz was next guy up. He's probably gonna be the 5th starter. So it's devastating. Like I'm really worried that if they struggle to score runs in April and May, that they're going to be out of it by the time those guys are back. Like just like last year, it's going to be a disaster. So even though the bullpen at the back end should be better, the starting pitching is you're relying on the other guys that all got hurt last year. The rest of the guys that you're relying on, Spencer Strider's fastball is 2 miles an hour down from this time last year. Chris Sale, you never know. He always seems to have something. Reynaldo Lopez missed the whole year last year. It's scary. It's scary, and I'm worried they're going to be in the lottery, up in the lottery again next year.
So do you think they're going to go outside the organization, or are they going to call up some kid from the minors that we've never heard of, and he all of a sudden pitches like Greg Maddux?
Didier Fuentes, possibility. They seem to do that. Schwellenbach was, even though it was a 2nd-round pick, he was never a top 100 prospect.
Right.
They seem to find these guys. J.R. Ritchie's another possibility, young guy. I don't know if he's quite ready. And I just think you have to go after Lucas Giolito. You just got to go after him. There's no reason not to. You saved all that money with Profar being suspended. You have the money to spend now. So just go get Lucas Giolito. It just makes sense.
Right. We talked about that last week. So yes, absolutely. All right. Give me a second. The setup's going to take a minute here, but then Mr. First Down, I'm going to go to you first. So pipe up those tighten up ears there. All right.
All right, let me get stretched.
All right. The Nationals have signed Zach Littell to a 1-year, $3 million contract with a $4 million buyout on the mutual contract for next year. I won't go through all that, but they basically are paying $3 million this year, and they push the other $4 million off to next year. And then in the contract this year, he can get another $2.5 million in incentives if he hits everything. The Phillies also extended Jesus Luzardo 5 years, $135 million for the 28-year-old. He received $11 million this season, so his raise was substantial. Last year, Luzardo, 32 starts, 183.2 innings with a 3.92 ERA, 28.5% strikeout rate, and a 7% walk rate with a 42.8% ground ball rate. I know your head's spinning right now. He also finished 7th in the National League Cy Young. So I'm going to give you the cupcake question. Did the Nats get a bargain with Zach Littell?
Oh boy, I am going to say yes. I'm okay with it. I wish I could tell you more about this. See, guys, I'm a fairly new baseball fan, so I've been trying to learn everything. I've only been watching for about 3 years, so I would defer to Cheese and you when you tell me. Do you think it's well deserving of Littell?
No, it's a steal. It's an absolute steal for Zach Littell. I thought he'd get $7 to $10 million a year. This is an absolute steal for the Nationals. I love this move. He doesn't strike people out. That's the big problem. Everybody wants someone that misses bats, but he gets outs. So I love this deal. The reason the Phillies extended Luzardo is because they thought he'd probably get more on the open market. I honestly, 5 years, 135 for Luzardo. I don't think he would have, maybe about that, but that's the only reason why you would extend him, is to try to get him cheaper. But I love that move for the Nationals. So what they can do with Littell, if he pitches well, they can flip him, because they're not going to be good this year, and flip him for more prospects and keep improving the farm system, which keeps getting better and better, because it was a disaster a couple of years ago. It was one of the worst.
I can see him doing that. And I mean, in the spirit, Sam, of just pissing off your whole family, let's just go for your kids too, right? This is your kids' fault, because they weren't supposed to be in bed yet, and we didn't think they were going to be here yet. So I didn't send you all of these notes. So
breaking
news.
Fine.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
I have breaking news.
Okay,
What's
what
that?
you got?
Cowboys are not going to pull out of the Rashawn Gary deal. They're not interested in Max Crosby at all, despite what's happened. They are going through with it. So Max Crosby will not be a Dallas Cowboy.
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark, baby. Something's going on. That's something stinks. I can't tell you. Smells, in the words of every mob movie, smells like a rat.
So that was Shakespeare, if anyone does not know. A lot of our viewers do not know what Shakespeare is. That was
To
Shakespeare.
be or not to be. That is the question for us.
All right, so let's go with your thing here for a minute, Cheese. You said you weren't sure about the money that Luzardo's going to get, but Fried, Fried just got money, Burns just got money, Cease just got money, all of them around $200 million. So I think Luzardo's contract kind of falls in line, 5 years, $135 million, based on those three. But is he close enough to the three of them to actually put those things on the same line?
Probably not. He's more of a number 3 starter. He's not nearly as good as those guys, in my opinion, and he's not as durable. He's had some injury issues in the past. Those other guys have been much more durable, although Corbin Burns, we'll see. So I think that's the main reason. But like I said, the Phillies must have thought he's going to somehow get more than this. So let's go ahead and do it. They better hope he doesn't get hurt.
Yes, I agree. Now, for those of you who are with us all the time, you are probably going to realize that we are not going to do the lights out list at the end of this particular show. We've got Mr. First Down on here with us instead. We did not want to do anything to take away from him, because that Titan turquoise there is just brightening up the whole thing for us. So we didn't want to take away from that.
Don't make me be this guy. It's actually Columbia blue.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't.
Hey, Titans' new uniforms are just next level, man.
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Can't wait.
So much better.
We are so pumped. We are very
so
pumped.
much better.
We're going to get the Oilers colors more than likely. We are excited for that. So we are. I am surprised they have kept it under wraps. We haven't seen a site or just a logo that could be a shoulder patch for all we know. We don't know. So we are very excited and can't wait. I get to go down to Nashville on a Thursday and see the uniform unveiling. Darn. Guess I'll have to go sit in the front row with all my other fans and enjoy this uniform unveiling in Nashville.
Man.
So, yeah, rough. I got it rough, guys. Let me tell you.
Yeah, sounds like it. So going back to the Hunter Green thing for just a moment, you can go over to our X account. That is All gloves off SM, all gloves off SM. And you can see I've got it up on our account. It's only 4 or 5 things down. Hunter Green actually put out a statement today about everything that was happening. You can get more information on that there on our site. The World Baseball Classic, the last thing here in MLB, and then we'll switch over to NFL for the rest of the show. We'll do some really focus in on the Titans here at the end. So the World Baseball Classic is doing record numbers in terms of television viewership. So let's do the poll question. I know I didn't set this up very well, but we'll go ahead and do it anyway. We're discussing this, and then here on the Lights Out Sports podcast, why do you think the ratings are so good? I tell you what, we'll set it up now, and then we'll give you the answer at the end. So you can choose from the NBA regular season sucks. I like that one too. The international aspect of it, right? Baseball is growing, or there's 78 all-star participants in the game. So once again, you can say the NBA regular season sucks. The international aspect, baseball is growing, or that it has 78 all-star participants in the game. Cheese, I already pretty much know the answer to this, so yours will be nice and short and sweet. How much have you watched of the World Baseball Classic?
I could have gone to the game the other day. I could have gone. It's just like 25
Wow.
minutes away. But I chose not to. Does it count highlights on X? Does that count? Like Ozzie Albies hitting a walk-off homer? Does that count?
Sure. We'll
Okay.
count those.
So I've seen Alex Bregman hit a homer, and I've seen Ozzie Albies hit a walk-off homer, and then I saw Bobby Witt make a good play. That's it. 3 plays.
That's it. So 3 plays. All right, got it.
Yeah. Yep.
Mr. First Down, how much have you watched the World Baseball Classic, if at all, sir?
The first game I watched was the one the other night against Mexico, I believe.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was. I was just kind of restless, and I had it on my TV. I was having a really great time. It was fun watching it. So it's alluring. It really is. So I've had a great time.
It's
Okay.
alluring. Wow, we don't usually
Alluring,
use
wow.
big words
Ooh.
like that on this.
Sorry,
podcast.
I got Shakespeare, whatever. I gotta throw
What kind
off
of podcast do you think this is, sir?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to throw off the Southerners are not smart people kind of motif. So.
Okay. All right. So then, since it's so alluring, Mr. First Down, do you like all the crazy celebrations done by all the different countries?
Yes and no. Some of them I'm like, to be ugly American, I'm like, this is silly. Why are we doing this? At the same time, I think it is interesting. It's kind of like when you watch the Olympics, when you see New Zealand go out there and they're doing the haka, which looks totally bizarre, but it's also very fascinating to me, that kind of tribalism that they put forth. So a mixture of both is my answer to that.
All right. Cheese, have you seen any of the crazy stuff they're doing?
No.
No. I'm with Mr. First Down as far as that part goes. I like the fact that you can tell that they're into it.
Right.
But some of the stuff they're doing is going way over the top. Now, I'm about to get in trouble with half the people that I'm friends with here in Arizona, but I will say that a lot of the Mexican players look better with the mask on. But beyond that,
The luchador.
I'm just waiting for these comments to take off now. Here we go.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's been fun, guys.
But I just don't like all of that stuff. Hit a home run, trot around the bases like you're supposed to, drop the bat, and let's move on with our lives. Don't be doing all this big celebration stuff, and you toss the bat 2.5, 4.5, 6.5 feet in the air, and turn to your dugout and pound your chest and all this other stuff. Just, the only one I like is the Rosarena, and that's it.
Can you imagine Tony Gwynn doing that?
Right.
Can you imagine?
I can't.
No,
I really can't.
no.
Right, that's his point. No, you can't.
No. Barry Larkin? No way,
No.
man. He's
I
not
just
doing that.
I just talked to him yesterday, by the way. Great guy. Had a really good conversation with him yesterday.
Very cool.
Awesome.
But even like King Griffey Jr., he would just kind of drop the bat. That was the big thing back. Like, some people were mad that Ken Griffey Jr. would hit it and just
it's so
drop the bat.
disrespectful.
He didn't flip it; he just dropped it immediately.
Yeah,
and they thought that was bad back in the '90s. Nowadays,
Right.
that's like tame.
Well, I mean, football's doing the same thing, right? Now they're allowed to do all these crazy celebrations in the end zone and all of this stuff. I mean, it's all this showmanship and stuff. I just don't like it. Not only do I not like it for them doing the showmanship stuff, I don't like it because you're showing up the other team. And then you wonder why there's all these fights and everything else. I mean, it's, the tempers flare and then fists start flying. And yeah, it's a bad look, and I just don't like it.
Yeah. I think it's gotten a little too crazy in the NFL. I agree. The group touchdown dances, these weird things. Come on,
do you want me to point out the first comment when you said that in X is this just in? Old man shakes fist at sky. So that's good.
Yes, that's fine. I will be the old man. And by the way, whoever made that comment can get off my lawn. So anyway,
this is my ball now. This is mine.
Get your own darn podcast.
Get off my lawn.
That's right.
Get out of my yard. My evergreen.
Okay. Let's rein this back in a little bit, at least here. So it's not just the World Baseball Classic. The spring training games on ESPN. Last week you had Braves versus Tigers. It did 460,000 views. Nice. Team USA versus the Giants did 677,000 views. So between those two games, from last year to this year, the ESPN spring training viewership has actually gone up 101%. Yes, 101%. So, Cheese, I'll start with you. Why? Why is baseball all of a sudden booming?
I don't know.
Such riveting podcasting right there, sir.
Well, no, there's no doubt about it.
It's serious face, and then he just didn't deliver, and I was like, oh, like,
because I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just know that baseball tickets are up. Viewership definitely is way up the last 2 years. So, why? I think the sport's just gotten more popular for whatever reason. I think baseball was worried for a while because most of the people watching were men 45 to 70. And they worried like millennials like myself weren't watching, but I think Gen Z is watching. I think it's coming back. I think high school kids are watching. I think baseball's just got a good amount of people, like a youth people watching, a youth movement. So I think that's, millennials are too busy going to Starbucks to watch baseball, except for me.
Well, see now, Mr. Home Run. Wow, Mr. First Down. I'm trying to do a baseball turn too before we leave.
Hold on, let me change jerseys.
Wait. Are we gonna just ignore that Kevin made a comment? Our friend Kevin about the Vikings group celebrations.
No, I wasn't gonna ignore it. I put it up there forever.
Hey, not this year. Vikings not so much this year, but
no one gets a free shot, Kevin. Okay.
Anyway, so I just had to jump in. I had to respond to that. Okay.
Okay.
Withdrawn, Your Honor. Withdrawn.
But so is it because of all this celebration stuff that we're seeing with the World Baseball Classic and all that? Is that what's pulling these millennials in? And old men like me are never going to stop watching baseball because I'm going to get mad and I'm going to grumble and I'm going to gripe about it, but I'm still going to watch it. So, I mean, is that kind of the best of both worlds for baseball right now? And that's what's happening here?
I'm okay with it. I started watching, like I told you guys, about 3 years ago. I jumped back in. I was an Indians fan when Dad said, we always follow football every year. We're going to follow baseball. I was 8 years old. And he goes, everybody's going to pick a team. We're going to follow baseball. And that was the first time I really followed it. And I loved Major League, so I picked the Indians, right? My sister picked the Cubs. My brother picked the Tigers. My mom picked the Cardinals, and Dad picked the Braves. Of course, he's still a Braves fan.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Your family must all hate each other. There's so many rivals there.
Yeah, pretty much. Needless to say, that World Series was not very good for me, my sister and I's relationship.
Oh yeah, the Cubs Indians World Series.
Especially when I drew her name for Secret Santa for Christmas that year. I was like, great, cool.
The Indians were up 3-1 in the series. I remember.
Thank you.
Well.
Yep. Thank you.
Sorry.
Anyway. Much like the Vikings comment, I don't want to hear that.
I had like 18-year-old single malt scotch that night. That was a cool night. So. I still remember that.
So 3 years ago, I was pretty much I went up to a Reds game. I drove the 3 hours from where I live in Tennessee up to a Reds game up in Cincinnati, about 3.5 hours actually. And I just really loved the vibe there. I'm not even a Reds fan or anything, but I loved the vibe. And I've been trying to go to I went to the Braves Stadium, and it's just started going. And I was like, you know what? This is really fun. And I just kind of just dove back in. It's like I remembered it when I was 8, and I'm back in it as an adult, and I love it. I haven't turned back since. I even love listening to it on the radio. And so there's something about it that's magical. And maybe it's just like you're tapping into that bit of history. You're watching a game that has been played for, more than a century and everything like that. I just really enjoyed it. I do like it better live though than on TV. I'll say that as much.
All right, so we got a comment over here. Let me get that up. And then we will switch over to football. We'll give it over to Cheese in the center. He'll be doing some stuff, and then we'll kind of both get in on it when we get specific with the Titans here. I've taken my kids to a few Twins games, but don't follow.
I loved Kirby Puckett growing up. He's one of my favorite players to watch, so I loved watching Twins games when they were on because I just really liked him.
I got to give you this quote. I was watching a podcast the other day. Atlanta Braves. Who was the heavy-set guy? Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett was
the guy
his name.
just said yes. The guy
I was like, I think he just said that.
Yes.
That
I was going to say Pablo Sandoval. Like,
what
are we talking about? Kung Fu Panda?
Cheese, is he always like this? Cheese,
Nacho Libre was on.
He is. He is always like this. Nacho Libre. That's a good movie.
And then Sam was never invited back again.
Yes, that's okay. That's all right, buddy.
Had a good run. Solid one.
Right. You had one good run, so we're good. One's better than none, sir.
Hey, I'll take it.
He was on a podcast yesterday or the other day when I was watching it, and he said they were asking him about hamstring injuries and all this. Why are there so many injuries and everything? And he said, well, it's hard to. He looked dead in the camera and said, it's hard to pull fat, boys.
That's a good one. It's hard to pull fat.
It's hard to pull fat. And I'm going to go with that for a while. It's hard to pull fat.
That'll be your excuse, yes.
It will.
Yes.
All right, guys. We are good with the baseball. We are good with Max Crosby thing, at least for a little bit. We may get some more breaking news. I know Cheese is keeping track of it. But for right now, we are going to go straight into NFL 4 Down Territory.
Whoa.
All right, we're in 4 Down Territory here. Now, see how our guest bebops around and holds the, like he's a DJ over here. Cheese just stares into nothingness, and I'm trying to work all the buttons, so I can't vibe too much. So it's good to have someone on the show with a little bit of rhythm.
I haven't had my leftover chicken yet.
That was a shot at you, Cheese, just in case you missed it.
I haven't had my leftover chicken, so I'm a little grumpy.
He's a little grumpy. He needs to feed.
I just thought of something.
Beat the
before we get started with the NFL.
Yes.
Can you imagine when Tom Brady does his his Baltimore Raven game next year on Fox? He's gonna say nice things about the Ravens.
What do you think about that, Tom? I'm just saying.
He's gonna say a lot of nice things about the Raven front office, I'm sure.
Right?
No
okay,
comment.
Cheese.
No comment.
What are we gonna get into here on NFL 4 Down Territory, buddy?
All right, we're gonna talk about Romeo Doubs signed with the Patriots, Nashawn Wright with the Jets. Yes, the Jets. Yes. Geno Smith trade, also the Jets. And
welcome home, son.
Nashawn Wright almost said Bears. That's a team he just played for. Almost messed up. See, Mike rubs off on me. He just
it's all Mike's fault.
And then we're going to talk about some free agents that haven't signed yet and why they might not have done that. And I'm going to throw something at Mike that's not in the notes about the Bengals and see what he thinks.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm getting ready to actually Mr. First Down, I have your email address, so you give me a second. I'll send you the notes so that you don't feel so lost in this segment here. But before we get into it, I forgot about the poll question. See, I was doing so much stuff here. So why do you think the ratings are so good? As far as the World Baseball Classic, we asked all of our fans, and this is what they came up with. 4 choices for you. NBA regular season sucks. The international aspect, baseball is just growing, and 78 All-Star participants. 8.3% of our fans said 78 All-Star participants. 16.7% of them said baseball is growing. 33 1/3% of them said the NBA regular season sucks. And 41.7% went with the international aspect of the World Baseball Classic.
I chose
All right,
NBA
Cheese.
sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would have gone with. Is the NBA just
seconded.
All right, Cheese. Hit us with something good, buddy. Talk to us about the NFL.
Let's talk about Romeo Doubs. 4 years, $68 million, max value of $80 million from the New England Patriots, the wide receiver formerly of the Packers. Not sure if you know this, Mike, but he has never had a 100-yard game in the regular season. He does have 2 100-yard games in his 4 career postseasons, so he's had postseason success, but never in 4 years had a 100-yard regular season game. In fact, his career high is 724 yards. So 4 years, $68 million. I'll ask you both. Do you like this move for the Patriots?
You want to go first, Robert, or Michael? Sorry. You want to go first, Michael?
Bobby.
Sorry.
Bobby.
Hey, Bobby. Do you want to go first, Michael? You want
Just go ahead.
I'll take it. That's fine.
I have an opinion on it. I know who Romeo Doubs is, so feel good about that.
Go ahead,
All right. Romeo Doubs, by the way, I wanted him on my team. So I was happy to see him go there. I think he'll do good things with Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. It's just a matter of what kind of production are they expecting? Are they giving up on the A.J. Brown trade? Are they going to add more wide receivers to the mix here? That would be my question. Because I don't know if Doubs is that guy that can just be on the field all the time and be your number one. I don't know how Cheese feels about it, but from what I gather from the cheeseheads that I talk to, they don't view him as a number one wide receiver.
Oh no! Wait! I got breaking news.
Okay.
What
happened?
Eagles quarterback Sam Howell has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Cowboys. There you go.
Woohoo!
Whew.
Happening, baby.
Yeah,
We're smoking now. It's happening.
We are. Okay, so 4 years at $68 million. That might be a little high for me, but the Patriots really need a good wide receiver, and they went out and got one. So, again, we talked about this the other day. Sometimes you have to overpay, but that's what they need. And it's not like the Patriots are the only ones that know they need that. So do all of the representation for all of these receivers out there. So they were going to have to probably overpay for one of them, so they chose Romeo Doubs, and I don't have a problem with it.
And the thing with Doubs is he's a good route runner. He's good in contested catches. And he's had stretches. He's had games where he looks like a number one. He's just never been able to put it all together. And he got such a great start this year. When then Christian Watson came back and he wasn't part of the game plan, his play dropped off for whatever reason. But, yeah, I thought it was an overpay. But what do you think about the fit? What do you guys think? Is it a good fit for him in New England's offense with Drake May?
Well, of course it is. Why would it be a bad fit? I mean, he's a good receiver, got good hands, he's a good route runner. I'm not sure what Drake May's strength really is, because I don't think he's been tested very much, so I don't really think we know. But
I can tell you his strength.
Okay, what's his strength?
His strength is getting the ball down the field. He can zip it. He can put zip on that ball. He can make those 25-yard outs, those 35-yard posts. He can zip it. And, you know, he just needs an offensive line. That was a big problem in the postseason why he struggled.
Is Dobbs a burner, though? Do you view Dobbs as somebody that's going to burn it up down the field? I don't. I think he's got great hands, but I don't think he's a burner.
No, but I'll say this. I think he's going to get a lot more opportunity in New England. Green Bay likes to spread it out. They have Christian Watson. They have Tucker Kraft. So what he's going to do, he's going to probably be the number one option. So I think he's going to get his first 1,000 year. I think he's going to get a lot more opportunity. And he has made plays down the field because he's got a high football IQ. He's very good at finding a hole in the zone. When he's had his biggest games, that's what he's done. He's gone down the field and come back to the ball or found a hole in the zone. So he's just a good player. He's not a great player. He's just a good player. Yeah, maybe he was a little overpay, but I get why they did it.
Free agency. It's all overpay, in my opinion, to some degree.
I think it's a great fit because it's great for Dobbs. He's gonna eat. He's gonna, he's a good route runner, and May's gonna like that. And like Stephon Diggs was released, so they need somebody out there that can be that kind of option, that can run good routes and win quickly. So, I like the fit, but I still think they need to add more to the room.
They do.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, solid number 2. That's a great point. Yeah, I like that. They still could trade for AJ Brown. I doubt it, but they still could, even after this.
Yeah,
the core would be amazing.
What about the Ravens now? They've got money. They can trade for AJ. They need a receiver.
I hadn't thought about the Ravens. That would be interesting. I still don't know if the Eagles are going to trade him, at least anytime soon. But the Ravens definitely need another weapon on offense for sure. Lost Isaiah Likely. Rashad Bateman, that extension has been really bad. He's just not very good. Zay Flowers probably better off as a number 2. So that would Lamar Jackson would be so happy.
If they do it, can we find all the people that said all Baltimore was missing was a pass rusher, and see if they say all Baltimore was missing was an elite wide receiver?
Probably.
Can't wait. Yeah, I'm going to find him. I will find all of you.
All right. So Mr. First Down wants to find everybody like that, but I want to give everybody the ability to find him. So Mr. First Down, nice transition there for me.
Woohoo.
Talk to me about where we can find you, sir.
Well, sir, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you may find me at Mr. First Down on Twitter, as it says right there in my little purple circle thingy. And I have a link tree on my X profile that puts you on my Instagram, puts you on my Facebook, put you on my YouTube or anything like that. And I get to talk NFL all year round. It's been growing steadily ever since, and I'm very happy about that. And I've had some fun guests on. So it's given me opportunities to be on with you fine gentlemen, which I appreciate. Come talk NFL with me. And as always, let's have ourselves a show.
All right. I like that. Let's have ourselves a show. That's his tagline there as he's sipping them Dr. Pepper there. Cheese, where can they find you
at? I can quit if I want to, okay? I can stop when I want to. Okay?
I don't believe you. Don't believe
you. There is a Dr. Pepper fridge back here, by the way.
I saw when you got one.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're paying you a lot of money to advertise their fridge and their drinks, sir.
What are you talking about? I'm just sipping on a cold, refreshing beverage.
Big Chicken should give me money. Anyway,
yeah, they should.
Yeah. I talk about chicken all the time.
Chicken is delicious. I do not follow you for that.
I eat chicken for dinner like 5 nights a week. So.
Oh, it's beautiful. That sounds wonderful to me.
Cheese, where can they find you at over on YouTube or on X, buddy?
X at Football Cheese, football, and then CHEEZ, and then YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss one of the videos at Football with Cheese. And I have a video tomorrow coming about the Houston Texans and their offensive line upgrades. So I've already recorded it. I will release that tomorrow.
All right. Sam, did you get everything on your email, by the way?
I will see. I got your questions in X.
Okay.
Let me see.
We're going to go over the Titans here in a little bit. We're going to do some other NFL topics, and we're going to really focus in on Mr. First Down, talk about the Titans. Okay, so we're going to talk about Nahshon Wright, I think it's Nahshon Wright, even though it's NAH, but Nahshon Wright had a breakout year for the Bears. He even made the Pro Bowl cornerback. Yet he had to settle for a 1-year deal up to $5.5 million. So not even that total, that up to if he hits all the incentives. To me, it's telling the Bears didn't seem to have offered to match that. even though he had a very good year for them. He is a journeyman who has been a career backup with the Cowboys and Vikings, but he finally got a chance to start, and he played very well. Sounds like to me, I want to get your guys' opinion on this, that teams around the league just don't think he can repeat that production. Kind of like James Pierre with the Steelers. Breakout year at 29, only 2 years, 8.5 with the Vikings. Considering, he just hasn't been very good at all or even had a chance before then. Do you guys agree? Is that why he had such a small contract? Because people were projecting he'd get way more in a multi-year deal.
I do. I agree. I think there's something going on in camps that he's doing.
Maybe
small percentage that maybe he doesn't practice well, but plays the game well. I'm not saying he's Derek Thomas or something that was notorious for skipping practice and whatnot. But
he had that kind of talent, so it didn't matter.
Right. So he had that talent. So, you just kind of let it slide. This could be another thing of what people don't like to talk about, but it exists, is locker room problems. This could be a thing where he butts heads with some coaches. You find out all these little tidbits here and there from all over the place. But I'm willing to think here that he's not going to be able to repeat it, so they're going to send him on its way. How many teams has he been on? Do we know?
3.
3?
Cowboys, 3 years with the Cowboys, they drafted him. Then with the Vikings last year, now with the Bears. He is 6'4", 200. He's got great size. And he had 5 interceptions this year, which is 5 more than the Jets had as a team. So maybe that's why they signed him. But I'm shocked. Same thing with James Pierre, who career backup, got an opportunity to play with the Steelers this year and was their best corner. And 2 years, 8.5 with the Vikings. It's obvious that teams, at least at that position, don't trust 1 year production. What do you think, Mike?
Well, I think you just said it's that position. There's a lot of positions now in the NFL that, and you guys both know this. You've been around the game long enough. How many years ago did we value running backs? And they were the most important thing on the field. We'd go out and get one big, huge guy. And now it's changed to 2 and 3. And we don't have fullbacks anymore. We just use big, huge tight ends. And, now we do these 3 tight end sets. And some teams do 4 tight end sets. I mean, it's just weird how everything evolves. And I just don't think the current state of football is going to take these guys very, very seriously, and that's why they're getting paid this kind of low money. I don't think it's anything necessarily personal against them. I think it's the position they play more than anything else.
Also, the evaluators could say, I think I've got this guy is athletically better because of X, Y, and Z along those lines. So, might have somebody in the wings waiting as well. I was surprised by it.
Yeah, I get what Kevin's saying. It's just he didn't play as well. I don't think he had much opportunity with the Vikings. And the Vikings, they like to take chances on players that maybe haven't had a chance before. Isaiah Rodgers. And like I said, they just signed James Pierre, which, if you watched the show last night, I said that could be the under-the-radar signing. I watched him at Pittsburgh. He was their best corner. They have Joey Porter Jr. He was their best corner last year. So that could be a really big signing for the Vikings. And it just seems like the Vikings always need cornerback help, like going back 20 years. They always seem to be one of the biggest needs for the Vikings.
Yeah, if you don't get a chance to see our show from yesterday, you can also see it in shorts. Go over to our YouTube. It is at All Gloves Off Sports Media. You can get there, and we have a bunch of shorts up right at the moment. And I even put a few of them over on our X at All Gloves Off SM as well.
I can't wait the crap out of all of them. It's going to be great. It's going to be good.
All right, Cheese, I can't wait to get into this one. Let's talk about the next one. Here we go.
Three of us have to talk about this because this is Geno Smith.
Welcome back, baby.
Geno Smith, who was a disaster for the Raiders last year after 2 decent seasons for the Seahawks. We'll say that. He was drafted by the Jets. It was awful. It just went terribly. But then again, it happens a lot to Jets quarterbacks. But he was traded back there for a late round pick swap. I'm sorry, like what? Like what are the Jets doing? Are they just trying to tank for the first overall pick next year, which is going to be a really
totally what they're doing. That's totally what they're doing. I refuse to believe otherwise. I think they are doing their best not to make it look so. I'm just curious about how safe is this head coach? Are they just being yeah, are they just going to leave him to the wolves or whatnot? By the way, when this first happened, how many times did you guys see the Thanos meme pop up? Where did it lead you? Back
like
to
5
me?
times in the
Yeah.
first 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, like I was like, oh, there it is. So this just feels like a total tank. I don't see how it isn't. They're not really like they're signing guys, but they're not really signing like as many guys as they could or better guys. It just stinks to me. I think it's the tank is on, gentlemen. The tank is on.
I have to disagree with you because they just signed a whole bunch of veterans the day before, and now all of a sudden they go out and trade for Geno Smith. This is either the Jets, this being the Jets, because this, Cheese, I don't know about you, but this doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. If they would have done it the opposite way, maybe, okay, so we signed a terrible quarterback and now we're going to try to cover it up by getting some other veterans in here. But they did it the opposite way. They signed the veterans first, and then they went out and got a quarter of a quarterback in Geno Smith. So I'm not sure if they're tanking or not. I just don't think they're run very well. Their organization is just not a good organization.
I think you could have signed better veterans than what they signed, personally. I also think that if they were really trying, they would try to go after a Kyler Murray or something along those lines.
He's not going there.
But he's not going there. Right.
No.
So I think just the tank is on. They'll say that's not happening. Maybe they'll get close to winning the last game where they need to lose, and they'll pull a Lovie Smith in Tampa, where he took out the first string quarterback and put in the third string quarterback the last play of the game. Genius. Oh, Kevin.
Great comment by Kevin. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I don't think here's what I think is going on. I think it's a combination of both of what you guys are saying. So I think they aren't going to get a quarterback to sign with them, so they have to trade for someone. And they have to get somebody out there. They're going to move on from Justin Fields, and you have to have some kind of quarterback for your team. And he was awful for the Raiders. It's probably not going to go well with the Jets. But at the same time, Aaron Glenn's got to be like, look, the defense, we traded away our 2 best defensive players in the middle of the season, Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner. You got to give me bodies. I get it. You want to tank, but if our defense is the worst in the NFL, laughing stock, every Jets fan, everyone in the media is going to call for my job because I'm a defensive coach.
Right.
A successful defensive coach who was very good with the Lions. He had some unbelievable game plans down this stretch the last year he was there. And he said, we got to at least give me bodies. Give me bodies. We have money to spend. Give me some veteran defensive players. And you mentioned that, yeah, maybe some of these guys weren't the best players, but they're bodies. They're veterans. They're bodies. A lot of them are good locker room guys, like Demario Davis. So at least the defense won't be horrible. So I think they're kind of soft tanking. At the same time, we have to look like we're trying to improve the defense because it was abysmal after we made those trades last year. But yeah, I fully expect them to try to do as much as they can to lose as many games as possible. But Aaron Glenn doesn't want to be the full blame, is my thinking.
Yeah, the fall guy. I don't want him to be the fall guy because I like him. I really do. I would hate for somebody just to be there just to get. And I can't put it past the Jets, unfortunately. I just can't. So.
What do you think about this, Mike?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
There's a quarterback in Cincinnati that doesn't always stay healthy. So needs a backup. Justin Fields back to Ohio, backing up Joe Burrow. What do you think? Can you imagine Justin Fields' arm with those receivers? And then he can rebuild, maybe, rebuild his, what's the term?
Confidence?
Stock?
Mojo?
Rebuild all of those. Rebuild his stock.
Swagger?
If Burrow, Burrow's going to miss 4 or 5 games. He probably will. And then he plays amazing.
Feng Shui?
He's got those great receivers. Then he rebuilt his stock, and maybe he can get a starting job the next year again. Because, he went to the Jets, but I don't know if Justin Fields is that bad. He probably isn't. He was Jets quarterback. Of course he didn't play well. So, what do you think about that, Mike?
I like the idea, to be very honest with you. If he can't do anything with the offense that the Bengals have, then he'll never get another starting job he probably won't get another backup job for the rest of his career. But I would say, come back to Ohio, like you said, of course, Ohio State graduate. Come back to the city where you, at least a state where you did well in your college career. Maybe that'll help him out some. I'm sure he'll have friends and family and stuff like that around him that will, tell him how great he is, even if he's not, and stuff like that. Blow his ego up a little bit. And more than likely, like you said, he's not going to have to be the guy. Joe Burrow is obviously the guy, but we need somebody capable, and they did not retain.
That was a problem last year. It's been a problem. Yeah. Last year,
Yeah.
they did not have a capable backup to keep them in it.
Right. And even Flacco has said that if nobody else signs him, he would be interested to come back to Cincinnati, but I'd much rather have Fields than Flacco.
Yeah, I think so too. And Fields, you can do things with him. He is, if you guys do not know, Justin Fields is super athletic. You can bring him out on the field with Burrow, run gadget play. He could be in motion. He could throw or run. You can do things with him besides just be a backup quarterback. I think he ran a 4.5 at the combine. He's got wide receiver athleticism. So you can use him like Antoine Randall, kind of, maybe not as a receiver, but as some kind of maybe jet sweeps, maybe some kind of reverse throw or run pass option, something like that. Yeah. I think that's a perfect fit. And it'd be good for him because you got to know Joe Burrow has had trouble staying healthy. So you will probably have to play.
Yeah. And then, of course, you had Williams that said Justin Fields as a backup in Cincinnati would be too cool. And then now you've got Kevin saying could go to the Vikings if they don't get Kyler. Of course, Kyler's going to the Steelers, as I've said this entire time.
Or Aaron Rodgers.
We'll see what happens.
JJ's dead to them now.
Or just Will Howard. Or just Will Howard. Just make him the starter. Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
What do you think, Mike? Will Howard?
I don't know what Will Howard's going to give you. And
I'm kidding.
Come on. He might be able to be something.
Well, they drafted in the 6th round, but
well, I mean, the Steelers haven't had a quarterback, and if they get Howard, maybe they still won't have one. But it doesn't seem to matter. Well, it will this year because they don't have the same head coach. But
they won the division, so there you go. Okay,
for what it's worth.
For what it's worth, the most disappointing division in football. Okay, next topic. We're going to talk about some free agents. This is a little surprising to me. I want to get you guys' take on this. Neither of the two big free agent left tackles have signed. Taylor Decker of the Lions, he is 33 years old, and Rasheed Walker of the Packers, who is 26. So why do you think we'll start with Mr. First Down. Why do you think that is that they have not signed yet?
I'm not exactly sure. It's look, there's a good tackle shortage around the league. There is a non-experienced tackle shortage around the league. I was hoping that they would pick up Decker. Is it Decker? I can't remember.
Taylor Decker, yeah.
Yeah, Decker. Because I hate my left tackle. I would love to get
why do you hate Dan Moore? Oh, never mind, Stan Moore.
Well, yeah, I was like, what a silly question. Anyway. So I would have loved to. Don't worry about it.
Dan Moore, I'll say this: he was the Steelers' left tackle. If you take away the 2 games against the Browns every year when he was with the Steelers, he was okay. But those games, it was so bad. He could not. Myles Garrett was so happy circling the Pittsburgh Steelers game.
I know.
I think Rondale Moore could be a better tackle than. Never mind.
This conversation has been repeated with the gnashing of teeth so many times in my group chats. But he got better after the bye. Was it great? No. But I don't know why he's still here. I kind of felt like Saleh was going to come in and he would be one of the first guys to get away. But he's still here. So I don't rightly know. I find it a little confusing. I thought teams would have protection problems, would love to pick up a good left tackle. He is a left tackle, right? Decker was a left tackle. I'm trying to remember what side of the TV he was on when I watched him play.
Yeah, he's a left tackle. Penei Sewell's probably going to move over from right tackle to left tackle.
Okay, that makes sense. That would make perfect sense to me. But yeah, I don't know why they're not getting picked up right away. Maybe they're waiting for something. Maybe they're waiting for something to come loose. The Commanders decided to take Laramie Tunsil and sign him for a bunch of money.
We talked about that last night. Yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of felt like Decker, I was like, I would love to get him, but then nobody else is calling him out. So I instantly started going.
Oh, I'm sure people are calling him, but they haven't signed. That's the
right.
What do you think, Mike?
Well, I mean, I understand why you're not signing the 33-year-old guy, especially to a longer-term contract. I get that, but you're the 26-year-old guy. That one's got me befuddled a little bit, unless he's trying to get, I don't know, Trey Hendrickson money or something for his position. But that'd be the only thing that would get me is that he wants too much money for what he is, and I'm sure he's not the only free agent out there who is in the same boat, because you're still going to have teams towards the end of this free agency period that still have money, and they just look around and they're like, okay, we still got $40 million left. We need to spend it on something. Why not you? And they just kind of, so I think they're kind of dependent on the fact that somebody's going to be desperate at the end of this signing period, and somebody's going to give him the money that he wants.
Well, I think there's a few factors. Like, most teams, believe it or not, actually have their left tackle, or think they do. Think they have their left tackle? Right. I think Rasheed Walker, he's 26 years old. He's not coming off the best year, and he's just a terrible run blocker. He's a good pass blocker, not great. A couple of years ago, he was really good pass blocker. He's just not a great run blocker. That could be hurting him. Taylor Decker is 33. When he's healthy, he's good. He just has trouble staying healthy. Mm-hmm. But there's a couple teams that I think would just make a lot of sense. I did a video about the Patriots. How Will Campbell should play guard, but I'm not even going to bring that up. You can check it out on my channel. But I don't know if Josh Simmons would play right tackle. I don't know if he'd move for the Chiefs from left tackle to right tackle. But the Chiefs have had offensive line issues for years. If you do that and you sign Taylor Decker or Rasheed Walker, you've upgraded two spots. You've upgraded left tackle and made, like Josh Simmons, right tackle. They just released Jawan Taylor. I think that would be a good fit. But also Pittsburgh Steelers, you bring it up right here, Welder's Fence. Before we get into your question, Broderick Jones is awful. Broderick Jones is not a good left tackle. He's a first-round bust. Let's be honest. It's been 3 years. He's not good. He's not going to be good. So why not go out and get Taylor Decker or Rasheed Walker? I think those are, especially if Aaron Rodgers doesn't move like he used to. So I think that's why, and it's the reason why they haven't signed. Like I said, I think most teams either have their left tackle or think they do. And one more point I want to make. You mentioned Dan Moore. I'm glad you brought that up. Made me think of something.
Oh, great.
Rasheed Walker probably wants to beat Dan Moore money because he is better than Dan Moore.
Yes.
But teams might not be offering him Dan Moore money. 20.7 million a year, something like that. So that might be the problem. Rasheed Walker is just like, you need to pay me more than Dan Moore. And other teams are like, well, we don't want to.
Yeah. So no, thanks.
That could be the issue.
Well, there's also no versatility with either of these guys, right? You're talking about, hey, bring this guy in, move somebody else around, but you're going to have to do that because neither of these guys can do anything but that one position, and that might be hurting them too.
Rasheed Walker played right tackle at Penn State, but he's never played it in the NFL, and he doesn't want to play right tackle because left tackles get paid more.
Okay,
but he was a right tackle at Penn State. The Packers, he was a 7th-round pick. They lucked out that they drafted a 7th-round right tackle, and then he ended up being a left tackle. That was actually a really good pick by the Packers general manager. He doesn't do that a lot, but it was a really good pick.
Yeah, every once in a while, a blind squirrel still finds a nut, right?
Yes. To answer your question,
this Pittsburgh question, yeah.
I think it's Aaron Rodgers. If he retires, then I don't know. Then it's going to be bad. I don't think there's going to be mock drafts that have him taking Ty Simpson. I don't see that happening. I think they could draft a quarterback maybe late round like Will Howell last year. But I think they're going to try to convince Rodgers to come back. If not, maybe Kirk Cousins.
Say hello to Will Levis, everybody. Your new quarterback in Pittsburgh. Come on,
you just want him off the team. You just
darn right I do. Give me that 6th-round draft pick.
I'm going to throw another name out there, and this is crazy. Carson Wentz.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, it just gets worse.
I think they want to run it back with Rodgers, improve the weapons around him, and hope the defense improves. I think that's the goal. And if not, maybe a Kirk Cousins or some veteran. What do you guys think? Anybody else I'm not mentioning?
Cousins makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a lot of sense. I think that would probably be preferable. Actually, that's preferable, but I imagine they would like Aaron Rodgers to come back would be the first choice there. But yeah, that would make sense to me.
I'm still sticking with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray will be the quarterback in Pittsburgh.
If they go after one more like weapon on offense, then he might decide to go there instead of Minnesota. I love the Michael Pittman trade, right? He's a true X receiver. See, DK Metcalf was not that X receiver. He's a size speed guy. So he's not that X receiver. He got that Michael Pittman. The one thing that that offense needs, defense. The one thing is they need a yards after catch guy, slot guy that can get yards after catch. Because Rodgers can get rid of it quick. If someone can get open quick and is just a yak guy, yards after catch, then that offense could be really good. Because I really like Jalen Warren. Need a left tackle, but maybe Casey Concepcion in the draft. Maybe. I think that'd be a great fit. But if you get one more weapon, I could absolutely see Kyler Murray maybe going to Pittsburgh. But
you don't think Kyler Murray is going to stay out there long enough to see what everybody's going to get in the draft, do you? Is he going to stay out there that long?
I think he's going to end up in Minnesota. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. And Kevin just wants Wentz gone, and I get that.
I want Levis gone. Kevin wants Wentz gone. We all want things.
Hey, Hellman's Mayonnaise thinks Levis is going to be good because he keeps being in their commercials. But Mr. First Down, do you think Kyler Murray is a foregone conclusion, Vikings? Do you agree?
I agree. I don't see anybody else. I think it makes perfect sense to me, unless they want to do something wacky and run it back with Cousins. But I don't think so. I think Kyler Murray is the guy.
Mike wants him to go to the Steelers.
I think that's a good spot for him. I don't want him. I wanted him to stay with Arizona, but that's never going to happen. So
I was kind of shocked they let him go. I really was.
They haven't officially yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, it coming down the pipe for sure.
Okay, Mike, you ready?
Yes.
What if the Bengals do this? I got to pull this up.
Oh, here we go.
So Orlando Brown is the left tackle of the Cincinnati Bengals, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
He's okay. He's okay.
He's all right. He's all right.
Yeah. They could save $14.2 million in cap by cutting him. Why not go after Rasheed Walker? Younger, you can not. The cap situation will be about the same because even if you sign him a 4-year deal worth like $22 million a year, like 4 years, 88, the cap number this year wouldn't be more than $14 million because it's usually backloaded. So why not upgrade the position, release Orlando Brown, and go after Rasheed Walker? Why not? I think, and you still have all this cap room. What do you think about that, Mike?
That's actually a really good idea from you. Can you get in touch with Mr. Brown, please? And yeah, I mean, like you said, Orlando's nothing special.
Expensive, is he?
Yes. See if you can convince him to actually, spend some of that money that he's sitting on.
Good luck.
Right. Good luck. But yeah, I like the move. But you and I both know they're never going to do that. They can't see anything that far ahead.
You have to keep Joe Burrow healthy, and he's a better pass blocker than Orlando Brown. Now he's going to run blocker, but he's a better pass blocker. You have to keep Joe Burrow upright. So they just don't. For some reason, the Bengals just think we can be mediocre in the offensive line. It's okay. For some reason, they just won't upgrade it, and I don't understand it.
They're not the only team that feels that way, but they're the only team with a superstar quarterback that keeps getting hurt, and they don't learn year after year after year why he keeps getting hurt. I mean, it's stupidity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and wanting a different result. It's just not going to happen. And
imagine winning 7 to 9 games with no defense and no offensive line, but they still do. Because they're so amazing at other stuff, at quarterback, at wide receiver. Because they're so amazing at that.
Zach Taylor survives again.
Yeah. Okay. Trey Hendrickson has not found a home yet.
Yep.
Who wants to go first? What is your theory and why? Who wants to go first?
I could go. Trey Hendrickson. Okay. Trey Hendrickson. My theory is, we had our insider, but unfortunately he was cut off. What was the guy with the dog picture on Twitter? You remember who I'm talking about? Ricky Scoops. Ricky Scoops was dropping bad knowledge beforehand. And the last thing he said before he was shut down by the shadowy league figures was that he was going to go to the Cowboys. So I don't know if that's true. Ricky Scoops has been very good as of recently until he was, he left us. He left us. And But Trey Hendrickson to the Cowboys makes sense to me. But now all that this has happened, I see him in a Ravens uniform. That's what I think.
Okay. What do you think, Mike?
I mean, I know you keep telling me that they can't do it because of the cap, and you know, I'm still going to stick with it. I want him to go to Detroit.
Consistency is important. Consistency.
I do not want that.
I'm sure you don't want that, being a Packers fan, but I want him to chase a ring. I want him to get something, and I think that's what he's kind of after right the moment. But I'm also not sure if he can get it with Baltimore. And now I think that's where he's going to go. I think they've just lost too much. I'm not even sure if they can win this division this year.
So here's the thing with Trey Hendrickson. We kind of mentioned it earlier, but he could not agree to terms with the Bengals. I think he wants more than $30 million a year. I don't think he wants 36, 38. Both Parsons and Myles Garrett makes over 40, but I think he wants to beat Jalen Phillips, 4 years, 120. He wants more than $30 million a year. And he's coming off a game. He played 7 games. He had an injury and he's 31 years old. And a lot of teams are saying I'm sure he's getting 2 years, 52 million, 26 a year, something like that. 2 years, 54 million, but he probably wants 4-year deal and he probably wants more than Jalen Phillips. And that's the holdup. So he's going to probably wait till he gets the right offer. Although like I said, I saw the report that he's expected to make his decision tomorrow. That was the Diana Rossini, whatever her name is. So we'll see. She hasn't, she's not always right, but I think that's the big issue. I think he's pride. I think he doesn't want to take a contract that's less than what maybe the Bengals offered. I think it's a pride thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I just there's two things with me and Hendrickson. I'm rooting for him, and because I'm rooting for him, he's going to have to go to just a handful of teams to get what I want him to get, and I'm just not sure if he's going to do it or not. He may just hold out and get nothing but money, but I hope not.
Well, I also think he wants to go to contender too.
It sounds like having your cake and eating it too.
Yeah, I think he wants to win. I mean, he's mentioned that before. Like I think he really wants to win a ring, and he's not. Came a little. Was he on the Bengals when they went to the Super Bowl? I can't remember. Might have been his first year there, but
I don't think so. I think he was still with
might
the
have been on
Saints
the
at that
Saints.
point.
Okay, might have been on the Saints. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. If Baltimore signs him tomorrow, then I wouldn't be surprised if Raiders file some kind of complaint.
Yeah, I think so too.
But you guys don't think he can win in Cincinnati? I mean, especially now you've got their new signee on one side and you got him on the other side.
But he's not going back there. He already did farewell. He's checked out.
Yeah,
but do I think he can? If he does go back to Cincinnati, holy crap! Like all of a sudden, they have 2 legit edge rushers, 2 of the best 25 probably edge rushers in the NFL. That would be amazing for the defense. They have DJ Turner, Dax Hill, stay healthy. They signed a Brian Cook. So, yeah, their defense would be improved. And
they trade up and they make a trade with somebody's team at number 4 and get Caleb Downs, and here we go.
What if Caleb Downs falls?
Who's trading at number 4?
Can you imagine? We're going to talk about that in a second, actually.
We will.
Can you imagine Caleb Downs falling to 10, Brian Cook and Caleb Downs together? What that safety tandem would do for that defense? It would completely change the entire defense. Look what Nick Emenwuri and Kobe Bryant and Julian Love did for the Seahawks. That those 3 safeties, all such good players. Yep. And it can change your whole team. Look what Bob Sanders did for the Colts. Look what Ed Reed did for the Ravens. It completely changed your team when you have like elite safety play. Okay, last thing before we go to the Titans, because we have a Titans guy on. We got to talk Titans. Bengals.
Where?
Bengals still have the cap room.
He's behind the Dr. Pepper fridge.
Get out. Anyway.
Bengals still have cap room, like we said. They had one of the worst linebacking cores in the NFL, if not the worst. Mike can tell you what he thought about it in a second here. Should they be looking at 2 linebackers I think are still available that are very good? Leo Chanel, formerly the Chiefs, Caden Ellis, believe is on the Falcons this past year.
Mhm.
So do you think, Mike, should they be looking at one of those guys to sign?
They should be looking at any linebacker that has 2 legs. I mean, as you just said, their linebacking core was terrible.
Awful.
We talked about it yesterday. San Francisco said, "Hey, we know what's bad. We know our corners are bad." And they went out and got 2 of the best that were available. They solved that problem. The Bengals have to look at tape and know that their linebacking core is terrible, but they're not addressing the issue. I don't understand how you can see one team address the issue and everybody goes, "Oh yeah, boy, they've really made a difference." And then you see another team that has a glaring need and they just go, we'll figure it out.
What do you think, Mr. First Down?
I'm with Michael on this one. They've got to try to infuse youth here or try to get something. I really like the metaphor about anything with 2 legs playing linebacker, because I agree. At that point, if you really stink at a position, like my team at cornerback, right? Clear the room, and they just started trying to fill it up with youth and anything else. Do what you got to do to get that linebacking core up to snuff, because linebackers are becoming much more prominent now in defenses. So, I mean, like they're always
coming back.
Yeah,
I think it's coming back a little
It
bit.
is.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
think Demetrius Knight and Barrett Carter were not good as rookies, and they
No.
counted on them.
Right.
They were not good. Oren Burks was one of the worst linebackers in the NFL. He sucked last year. So, yeah, the Bengals, they have to upgrade the position. They traded Logan Wilson, who would have been their best linebacker.
Right.
Who did they release? What's the guy who went to the Raiders? Do you remember, Mike? What's his name? Jermaine Pratt? I think that's his name.
Yeah, Pratt. Yep.
Yeah. So they got rid of Jermaine Pratt and Logan Wilson and replaced them with worse players.
Mm-hmm.
So
and didn't get anything for them.
They rolled the dice there. I remember when it first happened, when they started playing those guys, and people were like, "Oh, the little TV clippings, like, oh, this is a youth revolution and blah blah blah." And I was like, "I don't think so, Chief. Like, I don't think this is going to happen." But teams try some wacky things sometimes, and like my team starting 2 rookie wide receivers last year. That was not a smart idea. Not that you had much of a choice. I don't know if they had much.
You're talking about Io Maynor and DK.
DK, yeah. 2 4th-round draft pick wide receivers. Yeah, here you go, boys. Go get them. So,
are you sure Io Maynor didn't go in the 5th? I try to memorize every single draft pick. I could be wrong. I try to memorize every single draft pick every year, like all 250 some of them. I try.
You have a beautiful mind, Cheese. A beautiful mind.
I'm such a draft nerd. Oh my god!
It's the hair. It's the hair.
It's glorious.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now? We're gonna talk Titans. You ready, Mike?
I am, buddy. Take the first question. Go ahead and take it for me.
4th round, 139th, 136th overall.
So apparently I don't memorize all of them. For some reason, I thought he fell to the 5th round.
You are forgiven, my son. Go.
I thought he'd go higher than that. I thought that was a really good pick. Okay.
I like him. I just would like him to stop dropping balls.
Yeah.
That would be great.
He had one of the best second 20-yard dashes. The 40-yard dash, like once he got going, his second 20-yard was one of the best of the combines. Like, once he gets going, this guy's got deep speed. So that's why I thought he would go higher, because he could be a deep threat. Okay.
Yep.
Titans. Let's talk Titans. Ready?
We're here. We made it.
We're here.
We made it.
They signed Alontae Taylor, cornerback, to a 3-year, $60 million deal with $42 million guaranteed. Correct. He was basically a second-round bust of the Saints until this past year, where he had a really good season. He had a breakout year. My question for you, do you think 3 years, $60 million for a guy who's only had one really good season, do you think it's an overpay?
Well, I mean, as I stated earlier, free agency is an overpay. However, there were a lot of teams knocking at his door.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's very popular.
So he's very popular for what he did. But the Titans are going to use him as a nickel. Nickel is back. We are trending in a weird direction. Now there's nickel coaches. Now there's nickel everything with all these fancy offenses they've got around now. So he is going to be our nickel, and Robert Saleh has a lot of special packages with him in mind at nickel is what they were saying down here. Your local beat reporters, always listen to your local beat reporters. They know way more about your team than the national guys. And he is going to be the guy pretty much at nickel for the Titans. So I don't think it's an overpay. So I think I think they have special plans for him. So they needed him. They got him.
More and more teams are moving their best receivers down the slot.
Mm-hmm.
Every year we see more and more of that. Packers were moving Christian Watson, get the best matchup. Bengals are moving Jamar Chase, get the best matchup. So slot corner is as important as ever.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a slot corner that can play man, that can man up with some of the best receivers, it's a huge advantage.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm about it.
Right.
So I that one I don't feel is an overpay. The next one you're about to ask me about is an overpay.
We talked about it last night. Mike asked me what my biggest, questionable move. I can't remember how he worded it, but I did say Wan'Dale Robinson. So actually, it says here 478, but I actually saw 4 years 70. 78 was actually the first report, but
78 million. No, 9 million of that is incentivized. By the way,
I said okay.
Yeah, just FYI.
So 4 years, 70 million, 38 guaranteed for Wan'Dale Robinson. This past season, it was the first time he hit 1,000 yards. He only has averaged 9.2 yards per catch in his career. And in 4 seasons, has 9 total touchdowns. Plus, let's be honest, he's 5'8", about 180 pounds. And I think you would agree, both you guys, that he's not a number one receiver, which is what I think the Titans need. I know he played for Brian Daboll, so he's familiar with the offense. But, yeah, what do you guys think of this deal overall?
I think that this is a reach. I won't deny that. But I do think that they have to get what my mom calls, and pardon my French, the oh shit handle on a car, right? When you reach up, oh no, you're like your teenage son is driving. I was the teenage son in this scenario. And you grab the handle up there. We did not have a oh crap handle last year, and it showed painfully when we couldn't get a short ball off or anything like that. They want to use Wan'Dale Robinson as that guy that can get the ball, that Cam can get the ball out as quick as he can. Also, a little wrinkle today that we found out was that Brian Daboll said this is not going to be the same offense that I ran in New York. It's not going to be the same one that I ran with Josh Allen up in Buffalo. He goes, this is going to be one that I specifically wanted for Cam. That's why I wanted to draft him in New York. So a lot of that includes Cam deciding on his own what the slot receiver is going to do. And they think Wan'Dale Robinson is that guy. If that's true, sure. I'm a bitter Titans fan, so I need to see words and actions meet somewhere. But it's definitely an overpay until proven otherwise.
What do you think, Mike?
I mean, what I keep hearing is this guy is a specialty guy, and this guy is a specialty guy, and this
dependable. I hear dependable.
Well, I mean, it's a nice inside joke for those of you who have been with us for a while. The Titans don't have a roster that you can go out and get specialty people for. I agree with Cheese. You don't get the specialty guy first. You go out and you get the number one guy. I mean, maybe they're going to, do Tyson Lewis or somebody like that in the draft, or Tyson Lewis.
Jordan Tyson.
Jordan Tyson.
Yeah,
there we go.
I was
and
about
Jacoby
to Google
Tyson Lewis.
Like,
I have Tyson Lewis number one on my board. Number one.
Right. And then I got Jacoby Ellsbury number 2 for those of you who were listening yesterday. So
I got Derek Thomas up there too.
Wow.
All right.
He might skip practice, but he's good.
Hey, we don't care about that as long as it's good.
You were about to see the fastest Google search of all time with that name. I was like, who?
I can make people do that, sir. That's my specialty here on the show.
Curveball.
Yes. So it's a reach. 9 touchdowns is awful. And you can say he's specialty all you want, but it's kind of like Starbucks when they come out with these new specialty coffees. They don't last very long. They're only there for a few months and then they go away and they get another one. I'm just afraid that the same thing's going to happen with these guys. You got a specialty guy. He's going to be there for a little bit and then he's going to go away.
question for the panel here, though. I don't see a number one wide receiver in free agency. I don't see one. So I think they just signed who they had, and they think this guy can help Cam Ward. So while I agree it's an overplay, I also push back on that there's some number one wide receiver that we should have gotten, because I don't see one at all. Not one.
Yeah, Alec Pierce got paid like one, but I don't think he is. Mike Evans was one. Is he anymore? I don't know. So that's a good point. The thing with Wan'Dale Robinson is my biggest problem is not necessarily the money. I mean, I think it's overpay, but he's going to take away from DK. I think he's going to play the similar spot. So I think DK's just kind of might, not get used as much. So you have a young receiver that I know they liked a lot. And, Wan'Dale's he's going to play the slot. Like you said, he's going to be their Julian Edelman or Wes Welker. That's what they want to
catch your 3-yard out and be quiet, young man.
Sit down, get open. Just make sure you get open and catch the ball.
I don't think they to be a receiver, though. He's the kick returner. He's a really good kick returner. So I don't know that for a fact. This is a whole new regime. I won't know until training camp gets here and I get to go and look. But I don't think they view DK as he's on the rotation of wide receiver, to be sure, but I don't think he's going to be a prominent wide receiver fixture.
Okay. I just thought he might lose a lot of his targets he got his rookie year because of Robinson.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's more of necessity why we had to play him as anything, because we were going to hell in a handbasket and they were like, well, let's see what we got. So
we got to play somebody. Yeah.
Right.
I hear you.
Pretty much.
Well, the Titans, they signed a lot of players. They made a big splash, and they signed John Franklin Myers, interior defensive lineman, 3 years, $63 million, 42 guaranteed. He was very popular. A lot of teams wanted him. So how excited are you pairing him with Jeffrey Simmons?
Let me get close to the mic. Very, very excited. Listen, I would do what other fans do if he signed somewhere else and be like, it's an overpay or whatever. This guy next to Jeffrey Simmons, to me, is a surefire bet. Like this interior defensive line is going to be absolutely nasty. I think they're people are going to have to run it outside the full time. I love this is obviously my favorite signing of the bunch. To be fair, though, I also love defensive line. I've watched film on defensive line. I've actually watched film with the Titans' old defensive line coach. And that was a very humbling experience because I had no idea what I was looking at for the most part. What's wrong with this picture, Sam? He's going too early. Wrong. His feet are shaped weird or pointed the wrong direction. Oh, okay. Yeah, what do I know? I think this is a terrific pickup. I'm happy that we have him. And him next to Big Jeff, I don't think you can go wrong with that. I don't.
What do you think, Mike?
I think it's true. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's still an overpay. An overpay is still an overpay, but it's a position of need, and it's going to be a dominant spot for them. So I guess sometimes, especially if you're we'll call them, they won 3 games last year, ladies and gentlemen. So they're a bottom team in the NFL. So sometimes the bottom teams have to pay more just to get the guy to come in. I said it yesterday. Yeah. If you're gonna overpay, you may as well get somebody of strength and something that can go with what you've already got. So
thank you.
Well, here's the thing. I know Robert Saleh. I know his defenses. He likes everyone on the defensive line to be able to rush the passer. He wants everyone to be athletic. He doesn't care as necessarily about size. He wants everyone to be able to rush the passer. Right. And so when he took the head coaching job, my first thought was DeAndre Sweat is going to he's going to get traded.
What?
360-pound nose tackle is not
the guy that showed up overweight for 2 years straight is going to get knocked out. What?
Yeah, so he was traded to the Jets, and they got Jermaine Johnson. I think it's an edge rusher out of it. I think it's a good move for both teams. I think the Jets really, wanted a nose tackle, but yeah, that's my first thought. But yeah, so this is such a Robert Saleh move. Jeffrey Simmons, a perfect fit. JFM, John Franklin Myers. It's just, this is exactly the kind of defense that Robert Saleh wants to run.
I'm about it. This was my favorite one. Like I said, I love my team or whatnot, but Sam, the person, loves defensive line. So I'm about good defensive line play. And I think we're going to see it, especially in the interior.
Cool. Mike, do you want to run the rest of the Titans questions?
Sure. We can pick up. We got.
I'll miss you, Cheese. I'll miss you.
No, I'm still here, but
oh no, he ain't going anywhere.
It's not the same, Cheese. It's not the same. Anyway,
some of the stuff coming up is actually stuff Mike wrote. I wrote some of it.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Yeah. Mike has a little talent. I mean, not much, but a little, for God's sake.
You've got a
We
great
both
voice,
wrote this
though.
show. We both wrote about half the football stuff.
I got you.
All right. See, never having Sam on again. Okay.
Yeah. It's been fun, Mike. I'll miss you, Cheese. I'll miss you. Tell my story.
Okay. So the Titans on offense have quarterbacks Ward, Trubisky, Levis, running backs Pollard and Spears, wide receiver Ridley, Robinson, Dyke. Help me with this one.
DK. Yeah. I said Dyke a bunch, and the people were very mad at me on a podcast. It was rough.
It's Io Maynard, Mike.
Yeah.
And they got tight ends Helm and Bellinger.
Yeah.
Do you see all of these players making it to the first regular season game, Mr. First Down?
I mean, I have no reason to suspect. No, I'm sorry. I don't think Ridley's going to make it. Ridley has been nothing but a bad wide receiver here. He has dropped passes. He has been injured. When they talked to him after the game in the locker room, he said, "Yeah, my head wasn't in the game today." Shrug. That's not good enough. And Mike Borgonzi, who we lovingly call Borgo, our new GM, who is de facto head of football operations now, I don't think he's going to stand for that. It's one reason I'm a little dubious about this draft and moving out of 4. Maybe they think the wide receiver from Ohio State's the answer there or something. But I don't think they like Calvin. I don't think Borgo likes Calvin Ridley. Now, the interesting fact to that was who was the offensive coordinator with Alabama when Calvin Ridley was there? Brian Daboll. Does Brian Daboll make the case to Borgo and company that like a girlfriend that keeps going back to a bad boyfriend, I can fix him, I swear, something along those lines?
I could change him.
I could change him. Yeah, he's just misunderstood or whatnot. That's the question I've been bobbing around in my head. I still am leaning towards he's gone. And by the way, if he's gone, that's $13 million added to your cap this year of your already.
No, they'll save $13 million. They'll save $13 million.
Save $13 million.
What about signing Juwan Jennings, letting him go and maybe going after a possession receiver like Juwan Jennings?
Totally fine with
Cam Ward and Juwan Jennings. I think they work well together.
Oh yeah, MTSU's own Juwan Jennings. Everybody. Middle Tennessee State University Blue Raiders. Mm-hmm. Yes, I love Juwan Jennings. I would love for him to come here. We are fresh out of patience with Ridley down here, especially in the fan base. If you are listening to Nashville Sports Radio, the first call when they opened up the phones for Titans is, can we please get rid of Calvin Ridley now? So I think he's gone. I'm ready to move on from this relationship and find a brand new girl who's going to treat me right. So send Ridley on his way, please. Give me Juwan Jennings. Anybody, give me Cheese. Go run routes.
There was games where it looked like Ridley checked out.
He's totally checked out. I remember Cam Ward's frustration when he threw a 50-yard bomb and it hit him and he just dropped it. And I just see Cam Ward smacking his hand against his glove over and over, losing his mind. The number one thing you needed to do to help your rookie quarterback, and you just can't do it. Very frustrating to me. He's gone.
So then, Cheese, if Ridley's gone, where's he going? Who wants Ridley?
Ridley? I don't think anybody wants Ridley. They were not able to find a trade partner last year where they were talking about trading him.
Buffalo?
Maybe. If Buffalo wants to give him a shot, go ahead. Maybe be in a better headspace.
He's the kind of guy the Ravens would want, right? I mean, they get these kind of guys all the time and seem
they do. They do. I'm just not very high on Ridley. A lot of people aren't. And the way Borgo has talked about culture and building a foundation, this guy does not equal what he is talking about. So I would send him on his way. Give me Juwan Jennings, something along those lines. And if you feel like you can draft another wide receiver, which I highly expect him to do, even in the second round, do it. And try to go from there. Sorry. That's a later question.
No, we'll talk about some targets in the second round. Yeah, here in a second.
I'm sorry. Just don't yell at me anymore. I'm sorry.
How about you read the notes? How
I'm
about
sorry.
that?
I'm sorry. I'll open the email.
I didn't send them to you because I just wanted to be on your timeline
They're
one
right
more
here.
time.
They're right here. They're right here. I got him.
Jeez. All right. So do you think they'll add anybody else offensively in free agency?
Yes, I think you definitely need to. I think Juwan Jennings. Well, I can tell you Sneed's days are numbered. Another basket case that I'm ready to get out.
Jadarius Sneed. What a terrible move that was. He's been an absolute disaster.
There's a reason. Some people had the audacity. I'll never forget this. Rand Carthon was our GM, and then they fired him 2 years later. And somebody had the audacity to ask why. And I'm like, why? Everybody he's touched has done absolutely nothing. He's got to go. So Sneed, after they signed those quarterbacks yesterday, I think his days are numbered because I think he's a post June 1st, save a lot of money cut. So when it comes to adding more, I have a feeling there is going to be a Juwan Jennings or somebody like that. The list of wide receivers, not great, of course, that you're left with. After Alec Pierce, there was quite the gap in wide receiver talent. But I do think you could fill another wide receiver hole in there or two with one of those guys. Be nice to have DeAndre Hopkins back. I mean, why the hell not at this point?
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I'm going to ask both of you this one. Cheese, I'm actually going to start with you. Do you think Titans fans would be happy with this offense and then they go strictly defense in the draft? Because you're the draft guy, I want to start with you.
I still think they want number one receiver. I don't think that they would be happy, but there's still a lot of holes on the defense. Mm-hmm. So would the fans be happy if this is just the offense? Probably not.
All right, Mr. First Down, you're shaking your head pretty heavily over there, buddy.
You're a smart man, Cheese. Makes perfect sense.
I've heard that a lot, not from Mike, but everybody else.
Right. His headphones are going to pop off again. Stop it.
If I had a podium for you, Cheese. Anyway.
It would be bright yellow and holes.
I would take you to the Parthenon down in Nashville, the life-size Parthenon that we have, and I'd put you right in the middle of it and just have everybody go, this is Cheese. He's a smart draft guy.
Why don't you guys just get a room?
So I'm in agreement. Look, they have to add more wide receiver. I mean, it's one reason I can't discount Tate as the fourth draft pick and anything like that. They've got to add more on this offense. There's no way they're done. There's no way you can convince me that you're trying to help your young quarterback achieve in this league with what you have right now. You need more, and I strongly believe they're going to get more. If not, I'm going to be very, very upset. But I don't think that's going to happen. Borgo has made it perfectly clear that he is looking to add more to the offense. I do not think we're done in free agency as of yet.
All right, Cheese, again, I'm going to start with you. What defensive player would you take with the fourth pick if you were the Tennessee Titans?
This was a hard one for me, Cheese.
Well, it depends. I don't – the Jets will determine so much. Who they pick at number 2. Well, so much. If I were the Titans, believe it or not, I'm taking – if he's there, I'm taking Sonny Styles.
Okay.
He's just – Sonny Styles reminds me of Brian Urlacher. There's so many comparisons. And I just think you just have a chance to get a Hall of Fame caliber talent at linebacker. I'm not saying he'll be a Hall of Famer, but I'm just saying –
No, I get it.
I just – was it Cody Barton's the starting middle linebacker, I believe?
Cedric Gray replaced him. Cedric did fine. Got second in the league in tackles. So Cedric did a good job.
No, Cedric's a good player. You could maybe move him to weak side linebacker.
You could. You could. They've talked about that. So
I like David Bailey and Ruben Bain. I just don't maybe like them quite as much as consensus. I absolutely love Sonny Styles. Mike knows. I just think I think Arizona should take. I think Arizona should take him to 3. So that's who I would.
Me too, though. I do too.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That combine film was glorious, record-setting, and you really don't get a lot of those guys or whatever. I'm with you though. I'm not very high on Bain, and no, it's not because of the hands or whatnot. Whatever. I worry about consistency with Bain. I also worry about consistency with Bailey, though I love that first step he has. That first step Bailey has is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Reese is going to be gone, by my opinion. Reese would be. I think
the
Reese
Jets.
is. Yeah,
I think he's going to the Jets too right now. We'll see if it changes, but I agree. I think he is.
Reese is the most fundamentally sound guy there. I think he is ready to go. But Sonny Styles makes perfect sense to me. If you're going to go defense, athletic freak, you've got Robert Saleh, who is known for picking up these young defensive guys and putting them up on a higher level. I would love that. Sign me up. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today.
All right, John Fogerty.
You're welcome.
So, Cheese, we're gonna have a little bit of a fun time here for a second. I
was already having
this
a fun
question.
Time. Come on, guys.
Yes. I reworded this question. Cheese didn't like how I reworded it.
That's
so now
not the email.
So now I'm going to give him the ultimate in control. I'm going to be the Bengals GM. Mr. First Down is going to be the Titans GM. And you are going to tell us what we're going to have to trade back and forth for me as the Bengals GM to jump up to number 4 and see if Mr. First Down is okay going down to 10. What would that take, Cheese?
So if I'm moving from 4 to 10, I'm the Titans. I'm going to ask for a 1 next year. Probably not going to get it, but that's what I'm going to ask for. But maybe 2 seconds, maybe a second this year, a second next year. That's what I'm going to need to do. I think you don't have a lot of leverage. The 4th pick, there's really not a lot of difference between maybe like 4 and 9 in this draft, but I think there's a big difference between like 10 and 20. I think the Bengals actually are a really good spot at 10. I think there's basically 10, maybe 11 guys that are top 20 talents, and then it's maybe there. I mean, it just kind of drops off after that. Like, one of the reasons I think the Ravens were willing to trade the 14th pick, the Raiders, is like, we might have a second round talent to pick 14. So I think, maybe 2 seconds, second round pick this year, second round next year. I think I would accept that. I think that's about what it needs to be.
And how I'm going to, if I'm the Bengals, I'm going to take the other Ohio State guy. You're going to, Arvell Reese is gone. Sonny Styles is probably going to be gone, but there's another guy there that's pretty good too. And I think would really help.
Yep. No, I have to.
Not Tate.
No, Caleb Downs.
Yes, Caleb Downs.
Oh, he's talking about in this situation, the Bengals would trade it for Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State. They don't need a receiver. Yeah, they do not need a receiver. They need everything. They do not.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot you said Bengals. That's my bad. That's my bad. You said Ohio State, and that's what I was going with. Borgonzi, I mean, he's from Boston, so you have to ask not what your team can do for you and so forth. But I think Cheese is correct. Big thing about Borgonzi, and he made this publicly known last year when he first joined us. He wants in the next 4 years 12 picks in the top 100. So if you could get him closer to that, I think he would take that deal. Yeah. It's an interesting factor that he said that, by the way. I found that fascinating.
Would you be okay with moving down to 10?
Yes.
To select Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson?
I'm okay with it. Yeah. I have no problem with that whatsoever. None.
Which one would you take?
I'm going Tate here. Tyson's injury history kind of scares me. Okay. That's Sam personally. I'm not a scout or anything like that, but I like Tyson. I like the skill set, but I think Tate is a little more well-rounded, if that makes any sense. So,
All right, Sam, would you be disappointed if the Titans stay at 4 and pick Jeremiah Love?
I would not be horribly disappointed because Pollard is not a young man anymore. He seems to get better later into the season as opposed at the beginning of the season. Spears is constantly hurt. I love Spears. I love Spears to death, but it seems like anytime he gets a 50-yard burn running play, he's out with a concussion or he's pulled his ankle.
He's always hurt.
Always hurt.
I've had him in my fantasy team twice, and both times he always seems to get hurt when I need him.
Yeah, it's ridiculous to me. So if you get Jordan Love, you could sell me on Jordan Love. I have no problem with. I'm sorry,
Jeremiah Love.
Sorry.
No, you can't have Jordan Love. Sorry.
I saw the cheese. The cheese is in my brain. Get out of my head, cheese. But anyway, Jeremiah Love. Yeah, you could sell me on that. I wouldn't hate it. I would prefer a wide receiver there, though, because I think that would help the offense more along. I can put up with old man Pollard one more year if I have to.
Okay, so then not who you want to pick. Who do you think the Titans are going to take with the 4th pick, assuming they stay right there?
Assuming they stay right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Sonny Styles here. I think Saleh sees all that raw athletic talent and says, boy, I could really work with that. I could make this kid an absolute monster. And he goes with that. And he excelled at that, by the way, if you remember the 49ers defense last year. A bunch of no-name guys were really stepping up to the plate. So I think Sonny Styles makes a lot of sense there.
Cheese, would you agree with that?
There's some buzz that David Bailey will go second to the Jets. Okay. Let's just say hypothetically that happens.
Okay.
Arvell Reese would not get past.
No, he wouldn't.
I think that's the pick if he's there.
Right.
I think Robert Salah, what a perfect fit he would be. So I think if he's available, I think it will be Arvell Reese.
And he's a day one starter, like out that, like just like that. I believe Reese is that ready to go.
And then, Cheese, I know you're going to have your next mock draft. When is that going to be out on your channel for us all to view?
That'll be a Monday. I'm going to do it on Sunday. I did it last time. I waited till after the combine. I did a draft, mock draft or combine. Now I have to post free agency draft or mock. So there'll be a lot of changes, obviously. So that will be out Monday morning. I will.
I'm going to judge it harshly. I'm going to
judge it harshly. Yeah, I love people sometimes with those mocks, especially last year. People either loved or hated the pick. There was no in between.
I know you can't.
Even when I got it right, even when that's who they actually drafted, they still hated it.
I was doing a TikTok live, and I had good viewership. And as soon as I picked, I'm like, yeah, there's Mendoza. And even some Raiders fans like, psh, Punk doesn't think we're trading out. I'm like, because you're not trading out. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I get it. No, you can't make anybody happy really with whoever you pick.
All right. So we got the draft analyst in the middle and we got the Titans fan on the right-hand side here. So gentlemen,
Dr. Pepper,
Mr. First Down,
yeah.
I'm going to talk to you first.
Oh.
Give me a target for the Titans in the second round of the draft.
I'll ask that. Cheese, do you think Lemon's there in the second round?
Nope.
Okay. Shoot. I really wanted Lemon to be there. I really wanted him to be there.
He had a weird press conference, but there's just no way. His film's too good. He's not falling that far.
You think the ASU receiver will be there at that point?
No.
That's
Jordan Tyson?
Yeah.
No way. No way. You watch Arizona State. Did you not watch the film?
I watched him get hurt a lot.
I think if Pittsburgh Steelers passed on him, then every Pittsburgh Steelers fan will come down and burn the whole front office.
But don't you think that Concepcion might go? Don't you think Concepcion might go ahead of him? No. Okay.
And I love the teams picking the teams for wide receiver in this draft. I love the receiver value for teams picking in the teams.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
All right. So, Cheese, why don't you give me one? So we've got one from Mr. First Down. Cheese, give me one.
I'll go cheap here. I'll say I'll go biased Volunteers fan and say Chris Brazil II. How's that for you?
I thought about him actually.
Yeah, did you? Oh, well,
I did. Right. I thought about him.
I'm a genius. You see that, Michael? You see what I did there?
Well, then look, you have a big arm quarterback. You need a speed guy. He's a speed guy. He's a size speed guy. Yeah.
So, all right. I did that on purpose.
I thought of two.
Okay.
They could upgrade his safety. I don't know if he'll be there. There's buzz that he could go in the 20s. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, safety for Toledo. I think he'd be really good value, early second round.
Is that the Rockets? Aren't they called the Rockets?
Yes, the Rockets. But here's another one. This is probably no one's talking about this. He had such a good combine. He's not really a tight end. To me, he's a big receiver, but he's a matchup nightmare because he's bigger than the defensive backs. And he's more athletic than linebackers. And that's Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt. Yeah. I think that'd be such an amazing fit. Put him in that offense. You could just chuck it up to him. He'll go up and get it. He jumped out of this world. He's got so much explosiveness. So, yeah, Eli Stowers, I think he will go early second round. I think that'd be a great fit for the Titans.
I'm okay with it, even though it's Vanderbilt. Anyway, so forth. And
are you a Vols fan?
Yes, sir. I was born in Knoxville. My dad was in UT Law School when I came along. I was what you call an accident.
That explains so much.
A
baby born in law school? Yeah, it's an accident. Okay.
I spent most of my life in Tennessee in Chattanooga, so I'm a Vols fan. I'm a Vols fan as well.
Yeah,
get a room, you two. Jiminy,
this is great.
Okay.
Well, Tennessee's my college team, so
boom.
Yes.
Good.
The Chris Brazzell Tennessee connection, that makes sense.
I'm with it. So maybe we're a little biased. Maybe just a bit. A smidge.
Looking for my gun. Is there a gun?
I'm just no. We're both picking Tennessee guys, Tennessee schools to stay in Tennessee. I think it's a good thing.
What? Yeah, what's wrong with that? What was that? We're gonna see Michael's feet like going back and forth across the camera here in a second.
Let me try to find another player.
Departed. There you go.
Colton Hood, Tennessee corner.
Oh,
there you go. Tennessee Colton Hood. He could go there.
We'll turn this orange two-tone blue. That's what we'll do.
Well, I would have to say that you need to have Cheese on your show because you guys have really gotten along really well, and you guys have played off each other.
I want to be on your show, Michael. I want to be on your show, Michael. Let me on your show.
You already are. You already are. I mean, you're dragging us down already. So I mean,
this isn't Cheese show. Oh,
no, this is your show. This is Mike started this. This is Mike's buck baby.
I got you. I was just trying to be difficult.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Okay,
that's not a problem. I know where you live. Okay. All right. So we only got a couple more things here, and then we'll get to this here. So next to last question, Mr. First Down, give me your stuff one more time. Where are you at on YouTube? Where are you at on Twitter? Tell me what days of the week you are on so that we can listen to you more.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fanboys Unleashed is ready to talk NFL football with you all year round, even the hypothetical top 10 list that you're doing way too early. And we are ready to do it. We are ready for you to be in chat. I go on TikTok Live usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Fanboys Unleashed podcast, I usually do it on Saturday. I did one on Monday because I forgot to do one last week. You know, children and stuff. Gross. Nasty children. Anyway, so children have kids. They're a great blessing, but asterisk.
It'll keep you from doing what you love because you got to do father stuff.
Yeah, because I have, Daddy, I love you. That's great. Go to bed. Anyway, so, but no, seriously. We're having a lot of fun doing the TikTok live. I get a lot of different fan bases in there. I'm getting a lot of them on my YouTube and such as well. Even the comments they're calling me an idiot or whoever guest I have on an idiot. We like all the banter. So join us.
Texans fans. Those are Texans fans.
Texans fans.
They don't like me either. Fans. I live in Houston. Texans fans don't like me because I tell the truth. So they don't like me either.
Listen, they are people that just got mad because we went up and left and came to Tennessee. Sorry. So feel free to come talk NFL with me 24/7 around the clock. I'd love to see you in any of the lives. I am Mr. First Down. I am your favorite Titans fan. Let's have ourselves a show.
All right, buddy. So your Titans were 29th in passing yards per game last season.
Why do you always live in the past, Michael? Always in the past with you.
They were, because I need something to base my statistics off of, see?
Oh, God, numbers. My greatest weakness. How did you know?
So they're 29th in passing. They were 30th in rushing yards, and they were 3-14 overall last season. So do you expect those rushing and passing numbers to improve based on who you've signed in free agency?
For $200 million plus, yes, they have to improve. No joke. Something's got to be done here, or we're all in trouble. I expect them to improve. I would like a little bit more of a feel for this. I think Robinson's going to catch quite a bit of passes unless the O-line takes a massive leap forward. But they have to improve. Totally.
All right. Cheese, do you think they can climb out of the basement in their division next year?
Let me out, Cheese. Let me out. It's hot down here. Let me out, Cheese.
No, I absolutely not think so. Here's the thing with the division. Jacksonville, 13 wins. They had a very good team. Texans, one of the best defense, if not the best defense in the NFL. They made the playoffs. The Indianapolis Colts, who had the best record in the NFL through 10 games before their quarterback got hurt. The division's brutal. Nothing against the Titans. Sorry, no offense, but they are just not on the level of the other teams. Those other teams are playoff ready, and it's actually not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. The Cardinals are going through it too, because they are doing a rebuild. They are picking high in the draft. In 2 or 3 years, they're going to be in great shape. You don't want it's just going to be so tough to win the division. You can't compete with these teams right now. But in 2 or 3 years, they might not be as good. They probably won't be, and you might be better. So I still think the Titans are going to be by far the worst team in the division.
I think the Colts are going to be the worst team in the division. I don't think they can do it. You're telling me
I disagree.
No, you think Daniel Jones with a torn Achilles is going to do any better? I don't think
they have such a good roster minus the quarterback. They were 9-1 at one point.
Okay, minus the quarterback, so they don't have Daniel Jones. And you think half Daniel Jones, who we saw a half Daniel Jones, by the way, he didn't do well. He's got to be able to move. I refuse to believe that somebody that suffered an Achilles injury is just going to come back and everything's hunky-dory. I don't care how good the roster is.
Well, I'll say this. To your point, he started playing bad right before he got hurt.
No, yeah. Well, kind of. He was already limping around everywhere. But
I just think the overall roster's just very good. So I get what you're saying. I just think Tennessee, it's a year, at least a year away. I think they're still the worst team in the division, but they did make a lot of moves. So we'll see what happens. And we've seen teams like the Bears and Patriots flip it. We've seen them flip it in 1 year playing a last place schedule. So I could be wrong. I just think the division is just really tough.
Thoughts on CJ Stroud?
They got to give him an offensive line. I don't know. He just keeps getting worse. I think he's lost confidence. He knows the offensive line can't protect him, and I think he's scared. I think he's just, knowing that he's going to have pressure. I think that's the biggest issue with the Texans. And I have a video coming tomorrow at Football with Cheese all about the Texans offensive line and why I think they're improved, but at the same time, maybe still not enough. So that is coming tomorrow.
All right, Mr. First Down. So just with what the Titans have spent in free agency, by the way, about $270 million. How many more
hide your money, y'all.
How many more wins will that get them? 3 last year. Where do you expect this team to be in the upcoming season?
With just what we have now?
Right. Not counting what you're going to get in the draft or anything else, because we don't know what you're getting in the draft yet. So 3 last year. How many more wins is $270 million going to buy you?
You lost about 3 or 4 games by 1 score, and some of it from Callahan's stupidity at head coach.
Real quick, the Arizona Cardinals gave you a game too. So just throw it.
No, you're 100. Thank you, and you're 100% right. I hate you for bringing it up, but I appreciate it.
Mike hates it too. That I brought it up.
I do.
The duality.
Nobody hates it more than this guy does.
The duality of that. Thank you, Mike.
Yes,
I
that was the
appreciate your
downfall of the Arizona Cardinals.
So, I think you probably get to 6. With what things are right now, I think 6. I don't think Saleh is going to make the same mistakes that Callahan did. I mean, Callahan literally lost you 3 games. 3 games from his stupidity as head coach.
Definitely upgraded coach. Definitely.
Yes, definitely upgraded coach. And not only that, they hired a guy, some Ivy League smarty pants from Harvard, to be their eyes in the sky and to run their analytics from above. So
was he bald too?
No, he has red hair. He's a ginger. So it's
kind
of it might as well be a bald guy.
Power of the ginger. Look, a ginger quarterback just won the Super Bowl.
That's right. Will Levis is ginger, huh? Yeah, you need him over there in Arizona.
You ruined the power of the ginger. You just ruined the power. It just.
Have you ever?
No,
seen
we got
anybody...
Gardner Minshew over here, sir. That's what we're going to go with. I'm afraid.
The Florida man is loose in Arizona. Everybody.
Yes. They were released. If you go to the Arizona Cardinals X today, they're really desperate. They released this training video that Minshew is doing. It's like really, that's what we're going to do. We'll release a training video for your backup quarterback, and it was to a Creed song, no less. So.
The Creed song hurt my feelings. Which one was it? Can I ask? Arms Wide Open? Which one was it?
No, I think it was Higher, I believe is what it was. So maybe even worse.
I'll pray for you, Mike. You're in my
Okay,
prayers.
thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. The tank job is on, and we all know it is. So, Cheese, I'm going to go with you next because I want to give Mr. First Down the last word on this question here.
Oh.
So, do you think the $270 million that the Titans spent in free agency is going to be worth it this year, in future years, or not at all?
Definitely 2027. The new stadium opens in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of took my answer, but
Sorry, go ahead.
well, they had a lot of holes to fill, and
Yeah.
and they did. And in cornerback, they signed a couple corners. They had to, you have a lot of cap room, you got to use it. They filled a lot of holes, but obviously, I don't think they're going to be contender next year. We saw that what we saw with the Patriots and Bears said you never know. They could flip it, improve coaching staff. Peter Skoronski had a really good year on the offensive line, really good guard. So you never know, but I think they're looking more toward 2027, 2028.
All right, Mr. First Down, talk to me a minute, even though you already jumped in.
Let me talk to you. Anyway, so what we got here is there will be a jump this year. I don't think it's a mighty leap. I'm not saying they're going to win 10 games and all of that, but you're definitely going to get to the 7 range, maybe 8. If they do, I like really think about it. Like, what do you have to do this year to sell to me, the fan, that you're getting better, right? Get 7 wins, get something like that, make us feel good. And then 2027, that new stadium is going to open. You're going to have to do something there. So 2027, I think, is the shot. You are releasing the new jerseys this year, so there's that. But other than that, you just need to take a step this year. You need to take a leap in 2027, if that makes any sense.
There's no reason them to pick like first, second, third in a quarterback heavy draft. There's no reason. They don't need a quarterback.
No, they don't need one. So, no, I agree. Look, like I said, step and then leap. Step and then leap. That's what I want.
But I will disagree with you on the 2027 thing.
What?
Yeah,
What?
because if you open a new stadium, that will get people involved. You don't need to be good then still. People will come out just because you have a new stadium. People will pay the money just because the stadium's new. I think the year after the stadium opens is the year that you have to hit.
2028? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm okay with that assessment. Also, Nashville's trying to get the draft back. Give it back to us, please, God. And so I don't have to travel. I go to all the drafts, by the way. So
Were you in Lambeau last year?
I was in Lambeau last year. Yeah.
Nice.
Had a good time.
I think the Titans 3.5 years ago were in the AFC title game. It's not like, I mean,
2019. Yes.
oh, okay. Maybe a little longer than that. Okay.
Thank you
But
for
they
that,
were.
Cheese. Why do you keep hurting me, Cheese?
But they
All
were.
I
I'm
do-
just saying they Mike Vrabel. They were in the AFC title game. I mean,
I know.
It's not like they haven't been bad for like they're not the Cleveland Browns.
Oh no.
Lost to Vrabel.
I tell people
Yeah.
that all the time. They're like, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
a Titans fan. I'm so sorry." I'm like, "It's only been a couple of years, guys. We'll be okay." Like, you
Right.
know. But yeah, no. I agree. I like the 2028. That's a good one too. You're so smart, Mike.
Well, stop sucking
No one's
up
ever
now.
said that before.
I want to come back. I have to start now. I'm trying to claw my
It's the
back.
first
out of
time I've ever heard that.
I want to be on when I'm done with the draft, the week after the draft. Can I please be back? Can I?
We're
Yes.
we're live from Pittsburgh with Mr. First Down. Just a Miller Lite in my hand, going back and forth.
All right,
Or-
gentlemen.
or-
Hey, I'm
or
going to give both
Lambeau's
of you the floor here for a moment. Mr. First Down, thank you very much for being on. We are done with the
Absolute
questions.
pleasure.
We're going to try to wrap everything up here and get ourselves done before the 2-hour and 30-minute mark. So I'm sure people have stayed with us for a long time, and most of them, it looks like, have. We certainly appreciate that. Cheese, you got anything you want to add to the end?
I got a real quick trivia question for you guys. See if you can get it.
Okay.
How many quarterbacks from when Geno Smith last started with the Jets to when he's going to start next? How many quarterbacks have started for the Jets in between the two Genos?
7.
What do you think, Mr. First Down?
5.
18.
Oh
Matt-
my!
Oh my
God.
gosh.
18. Here we go. You ready? Matt Sims, Michael Vick. Didn't even know that. Ryan
I
Fitzpatrick, Bryce Petty, Baylor guy. Josh McCown, Sam Darnold, Trevor Siemian, Luke Falk, Joe Flacco, Zach Wilson, Mike White, Josh Johnson, Chris Streveler. I've never even heard of him. I have no idea who that is.
Who is that?
I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, Tim Boyle, Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields, and Brady Cook. 18
Holy snap.
quarterbacks have started
That's
in between
incredible.
the two Genos. I'll leave you with that.
I'm not even mad. That's incredible.
That's pathetic. That's the
Oh,
saddest
it's
thing I've
really,
ever heard.
it's really bad.
That's the
That's
saddest thing I've ever heard. That's worse than Cleveland.
18.
18.
18.
You know how many quarterbacks have started for the Packers last 30 years? Probably 6.
Yeah. That's so cool that you have a stable organization. I like that. That's cool.
I like it too. I just wish we had a better head coach.
Wah, wah.
He's Robert Salah's best friend. Maybe Salah can hey, just quit.
Well,
Come work with me.
when we do great this year and Dayball moves on to somewhere, and then
Okay. Maybe.
well, come on down.
All right. So he is Sam. He is at Mr. First Down. That's where you can find him at on Twitter.
That's
and
me.
then he has, let's see, what is it called again? Fanboys, right?
Unleashed. Yeah, Fanboys
Yes,
Unleashed.
Fanboys
Yes, sir.
Unleashed over on YouTube. Please get with him there. Of course, you can get Cheese at Football Cheese on X, and then
That's a lot of
Without
cheese.
the Whiff over on YouTube for him.
Oh,
Lars.
that's a great title. That's
the
terrific.
opposite at Football with Cheese YouTube at Football Cheese on X. Opposite.
Wow. Backslash.
We don't want to confuse everyone. We don't want to confuse everyone. This
I'm
is
the
the
new
show.
fanboy. And then ours is All Gloves Off SM on X, and then you can go to our YouTube account, and that is All Gloves Off Sports
I'm there.
Media. You'll find a lot of us on a lot of different things. We all follow each other. We have for a long time. We respect each other, and we respect each and every one. Stop it. And we respect each and every one of our fans as well. We thank you all very much for joining us. And as we say at the end of every one of the Lights Out Sports podcasts, the only thing that's fair in life is a baseball hit between the third and first base lines. Good evening, everyone.
See ya.
See ya. Mr. First Down, stick with us a minute when we go off air, okay?
Okay, can I use the rest?